The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power. Experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, powered by LG Ultragear in association with ACT Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games The Shop. I'm your host, Blackjack. Joining me for tonight is my co-caster, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Foxy, as we will be coming in for the first game of Day 2 of Division 2 in Season 2, that is Never Diamonds versus Sun Asia Esports. We are just about done with the ban phase right here, of course, and the map on our hands is Cafe Dostoyevsky. Baba, how do you feel tonight?
Well, Blackjack, I'm feeling really great, and quite particularly, it is Never Diamonds who's going to go up against Sunasia Esports, knowing that Never Diamonds did went up against Vector Sports in the previous round, and they made an immediate comeback, eventually humiliating the team. But let's just talk about it afterwards, as we are going to go in for the rehost, because already in Sunasia Esports, one of the team has already quit.
A little bit of an unfortunate disconnect there, but you know, it's almost like a trend. As soon as we're in the ban phase, somebody disconnects, and we have a Rio. So we're gonna have yet another one. I know. Everybody's very frustrated with this, but don't worry, guys. We'll be right back with the game itself. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, we are back with the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. Not quite back with the game yet. We're still waiting on both of the teams of Never Diamonds and Sun Asia Esports to join back into the lobby. The game is, of course, going to be on Cafe Dostoevsky. We're just in the middle of the rehost right now, as I'm your host, Blackjack, and joining me, of course, is Baba Gusta, my co-host, and our beautiful admin, Foxy. Baba Gusta, how do you feel about the game we've got on hand today?
Yeah, well, just as I was saying, Team Never Diamonds did go up against Vector Sports, in which they eventually lost due to that also great comeback in which Vector Sports is familiarly known with, taking down Never Diamonds. And since they've got a second chance, but it's not a really good chance because they are going up against Bad Trip Esports, aka Sun Asia Esports, in which. They have good amount of players there. We have Dash, we have Ariel, Pegasus, Dark Lord. These great amount of players on Sun Asia Esports will be a huge barricade for Team Never Diamonds to eventually destroy it. And sad to say, for Never Diamonds it will be a tougher challenge, and hopefully we'll see how well it's going to turn out.
Absolutely, and like you pointed out right at the beginning of that little bit you said there, that Never Diamonds had that one game with Vector Sports that has quite literally turned into one of the biggest memes out of the TEC League so far, WD Back TEC League, that is. And I mean, yeah, sure, it will be weighing on Never Diamonds' mind. At the back of their conscious is that, all right, we had that bad game, and yesterday, I believe it was, where we almost had a similar situation come out. When Never Diamonds were going up against Hawks Gaming. Never Diamonds were 5-1 going into the role swap. Hawks Gaming suddenly took 2 rounds for themselves. And then both me and Foxy, who were casting that match, we were speculating that is this going to be like a repeat telecast of what we had in that fateful game, right? But it didn't turn out to be, and Never Diamonds will, of course, be very happy campers to report that they managed to come back from a similar situation and not let it go into overtime and eventually a loss as they had way long ago. So coming off the back of a win like that, they will of course be in high spirits, and that is going to help them go into this game, which is Cafe Dostoevsky, and their second game of the entire season 2 itself. Meanwhile, Sun Asia Esports, we saw them yesterday as well, where they took I forget what map it was, but they took the game against Monkas 7-4, which was honestly, if you ask me, a little unexpected. I thought Monkas would probably push for overtime, but Sun Asia was able to completely deny them in that game, winning it with quite the wide margin. It's very impressive plays coming out from both of these teams, and definitely off the back of some great wins and some great plays, they'll be looking to continue that streak here in day 2 of Division 2 for Season 2. Lots of 2s, especially when we go on to the second game of today. It's going to be like a string of 2s, you know what I mean? Like, do you see where I'm going with this, Baba? What I'm trying to say with all of these 2s?
I mean, twos, like, are you talking about? Okay, I think it would be better not to talk about
No,
it.
no,
But
no, no, no,
I get
no,
it.
no,
I get
no,
it.
no. Not,
Yes,
not that.
my
not
lips
that.
are sealed, Jack. My lips are sealed, so you
Baba
don't have to
Gusta,
worry
Baba
about it.
Gusta. No.
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
It
No.
wasn't that. What I'm trying to allude to here is when we go into the game between Hawks Gaming and Hoffen Esports, which is our second game of today, it will be match 2 of match day 2 of Division 2 of Season 2.
Okay. Now I get it. I thought you were talking about
left.
the guy from
I
BDS.
mean-
So I mean, it wasn't in the form of twos. It was in fours. But hey, like.
I mean,
Eventually, Shaiko proved himself wrong. He is one of the most greatest players in the history of Rainbow Six Siege, and going up against Shaika would be a no deal from these teams. But hey, it's just a prediction. We'll see how well it's going to turn out.
absolutely. And given everything we've seen so far, coming back to, of course, our region, we're not really there quite yet, to have one of our teams go up against BDS. Who knows? Somebody could pull off an upset, but that is something for probably the distant future, at least not until a few years, maybe at best. I'm just speculating, of course. Don't hate me in the chat. Thank you very much. Everyone can speculate as to which team of the TEC League could go up against some sort of international team. We all like to do these fantasy matches. Cricket fans will know very well And like sports fans in general would know very well that people love to make fantasy matches.
I mean, yeah, my favorite player in cricket is India. So, favorite team, India. Favorite player, India. Favorite batsman, India. Favorite bowler, India. Let's go.
Yes, absolutely. Lots of love for the Indian sports teams out there. As
I mean, the thing about is that there are some great talented players in India which are quite good at many amount of games, and seeing them not get good amount of popularity of showing that, hey, like, he is quite pro in playing the game, but no one actually quite get to know who that specific player is, and that's why we make tournaments like this to make them born. Basically, these kinds of tournaments that we make these to how can I call this? It's basically saying to be born as a star
basically
of an
bring
Indian
them out
player.
bring them out to the spotlight is what you're trying to
Yes,
say.
that's basically saying it. Just like how Sachin Tendulkar became the god of Indian cricket, we might be able to see the god of Indian player in Rainbow Six Siege. Who knows? Anything can happen, Jack. Anything can happen, and that's the thing. The only thing that which we requires is patience and a good amount of dedication and a lot of grinding, Jack.
Definitely, getting to the level where you're considered the god of your region or the god of anything in general, any sort of sport or academics, anything really, takes a long time, and it takes the harnessing and polishing of your craft to the point where you are completely unparalleled against anybody in the world. People would look at you and think, okay, this guy can beat anyone in this field of whatever they're doing. Play, work, sports, wrestling. You get the point. And it definitely is going to be exciting in these coming months, years, however long we have Rainbow Six for. That to see how the Indian region progresses as part of CG Esports, right?
Yep.
And I am certainly very excited, not just for that aspect of the game, but also for the fact that I do look forward to when CG Sports properly begins in India, not just local tournaments and not just like regional, like TEC bodies organizing CG Sports in the way they have now. Of course, it is huge. Don't get me wrong. What we have today in the WD Black the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege is the largest league structure I have seen in the region so far. But with the inclusion of India officially under the body of APAC in CG Sports, it can only grow even farther. You know what I mean?
I mean, that is one small step for greater achievement.
Absolutely.
Just waiting to get picked out, and it's just the players in India finally has an opportunity to go against the big leagues. And I would say many players in India have been waiting for this for a long time, Jack.
Absolutely. Many players in India, not just India, the entire South Asian region have been waiting for this opportunity, for the longest time, and now they have it. And now, once everything settles down, the global pandemic that's going on right now, once everything settles down and we start moving back to a semblance of normalcy, it will become, those chances are going to be even bigger, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And more opportunities are going to present themselves, and who knows, maybe someday we might see a team from this very region, from India itself, up there on the stage at the Siege Invitationals. It's a dream right now, but that dream can become a reality very, very soon. And that is something I would be very happy to see, as I'm sure you would be too, Baba.
I mean, yeah, Jack. I would love to do it. Like, I've been, even though that I'm as a player, for me, I've been grinding a lot, just to understand how the game works, what kind of utilities counters what utility, what kind of, the maps, that how it's been placed on long corridors can have the opportunities for the guy who's been holding an angle for the first place. There are so many strategies from that. And as for me, I would love to be in the big leagues, Jack, but still you need to have a focused team to do that. And the players who have already has a team has finally get an opportunity to do so. And with that, we will continue as our long rehost has eventually come to an end, as we will see Team Never Diamonds going round 1 on attack.
Oh, absolutely. Never Diamonds versus Sun Asia Esports is a match that surely assures to excite, as we're going to look at both of the rosters from both of these teams right here. From the side of Never Diamonds, we've got Vinci, Shulker, Sam, Scriptic, and Mojo. And from the side of Sun Asia Esports, we've got Pegasus, Dash, Dark Lord, Flame Blame, and Hulky, who was just subbed in for Ariel. Unfortunately, that is Ariel, who has unfortunately left us. Looks like he's facing an issue that can't be fixed in the near future. With that being said, we're going to see a double 6-pick come out from both of these teams.
I mean, just when you said Ariel, I just realized something. You know, you just need to make sure that you don't show your whole strategy of top-down view. I mean, you get it, right?
Yes.
Poor Ariel, man. Poor Ariel. See, I guess he's watching the top-down view right now, hopefully trying to see what the strategies that these guys are doing. It's quite. I just love it how Fox is also going into that top-down view, showing each and every strategies of what kind of reinforcements that they're placing.
Well, I mean, there you go. Well, of course, it's all in good fun, you know. Top-down view never hurts anyone, because when you're playing against your enemy team, your strategies are bound to come out anyway, because you want to win. And without employing the strategies that you've been practicing to win for this entire time, then there's no real point of having the strategies if you're not going to use them and hide them for what you deem to be a better condition to bring them out in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And sure. If you have a chance to use a strategy, I would say use it, as we're going to be seeing Flame Blame, that is the castle this time around. We saw the castle be six-picked in, and he's going to be opening up hatches and lines of sight and rotations with those impacts, and the super shorty he stole from Mozzie, as Darklord is going to get a kill. Alrighty then, Sam, the IQ goes down, as it looks like Darklord playing the top floor is going to be the one to open things up for the side of Sun Asia Esports right here. And Sam, the IQ, a big kill. That means Kaid's Electric Claws can sit a little more comfortably than they would have normally. But then again, Mojo, the Thatcher, is still alive. Thatcher, of course, isn't banned because the attacker bans are Maverick and Blackbeard. Both bans make sense. You know, Maverick is about as deadly as a team without a Thatcher can be, if you ask me. As Ibana's going to be opening up what looks like Bakery Wall, and Pegasus on the Valkyrie has an angle into Big Bakery through this little rotation here. It was probably made by the castle once again. Shots are going to be fired, and he's not going to light anybody up. Mojo's only taken a smidgen of damage, as there is somebody right outside the red stairs window. That's the Nomad. He's going to put an air jab down, and Valkyrie will go for the peak. He will win. Yes, he will. Vinci's down, and he'll be taken out accordingly. And that's another big kill, because from the sounds of it, Nomad got maybe 1 or 2 of her air jabs out before she was taken off the board. That third air jab could have been something that could cluster around for the side of Never Diamonds, but we will never know. Of course, Scriptic holding down this angle to make sure that the Valkyrie from red stairs cannot come in, but he's going to be forced off that for the time being, because it is a 3v5 that ND has to play, and Thatcher's already made his way to the site, as Darklord will take down Scriptic. That's another big one, and that's the diffuser drop, and the Zotac, will go down as well. Moses is going to take down Hulky. That's the first kill that Never Diamonds have in this round, but with him being the only man on site and so many vertical lines of sight being established, as he gets his second kill here, he's put it down to a 1v3 situation that he has to clutch it. There's somebody playing Harry Potter. That is the Valkyrie right there. Mojo is going to pull back. He's going to try and go for diffuser, but there's people above him. The C4 also went up from Valkyrie. Not going to connect onto him, but he's so low on HP, he can be taken out with just 1 bullet. He's going to go for the peak. He's still going to win over the Jaeger, but the Valkyrie's going to peak. And there we go. Sun Asia Esports will finally clean up onto Mojo as they take round 1.
Well, a great triple kill from Sun Asia Esports, especially Jaeger, who has been playing by, I guess it was Darklord who was playing as Jaeger, to eventually take out the roamers, and quite frankly to say, taking out IQ at the earliest amount of all gave the defenders a wonderful opportunity to, hopefully not only to take out the Electro Claws of Kaid, but also Valkyrie's Black Eye Cams were safe and sound, and with that we are going to see a 6-pick being used as Flame Blame decides to six pick from from Clash to Castle, and they're going to be defending on the second floor reading room. I'm quite surprised because, you know, on a map like Cafe, many people would, prefer using to hold the site on bar. But this is like entirely the opposite. First they take the kitchen, second they take the reading room and the fireplace hall, and the third would be the 3F bar, which quite in fact it's up to their wish. They do know what kind of strat that they've been using because they've been, practicing quite a lot. And since this is Division 2, we are going to be seeing some, great amount of, I would say, footholds or great angles being kept here from both the teams, from Never Diamonds as well as Suneja Esports. And as I recall, Flame Blame used to be a great cav player in which he used to make numerous amount of cav plays and eventually give, I would say he was more of like one of the most greatest fraggers in the Indian subcontinent region, but unfortunately he has a little bit of problems to deal with. But let's see how well, I would say, Flame Blame is going to cope up with his new teammates and with the Pegasus and Dark Lord. We see all of those 4 orbs from Team Never Diamonds hoping to, just go the basic route, going for the roof, as we see one deployable shield being placed at the cigar lounge, and I'm guessing that would be Hulky, who is playing from the cigar lounge with those magnet gadgets, hopefully to not, get destroyed. And he would keep it alive, and that too, he even has the ADS, so he doesn't have to be worried about it, but he still needs to worry because there's already 2 attackers inside the cigar lounge window. So he's going to back out, as we see Sam with the first frag taking out Darklord, a very important kill as he takes out Jaeger, and Hulky is already being spotted from the drone as he, oh my god, he is basically falling back. He'll be safe for quite a while with his teammate, while Flame Blame is going to return back by taking out Vinci. 1 concussive nade being used as Hulky is kind of, I would say, deteriorated from the effect. The magnet, he's going to be using 1 magnet in it. And it's quite a silent round here, but not for Flame Blame though, because Flame Blame is actually playing on the pillar, hopefully to take 1 or 2 kills from either, I would say, from the bar or from the new hatch. The hatches being opened from none other than the breach charge being used from either Mojo, as we see Hulk is still patiently waiting for the operators of attack, hopefully to come back down as best as they can. They just have the whole entirety control of the 3rd floor, so they will decide to have that vertical control, hopefully to take out or I would say flush out the defenders who are basically staying on to the site. A lot of time being wasted here as we see Shulker already being inside on the site. Hopefully he can get 1 or 2 kills. But we see behind Hulky as Sam will eventually save their teammates by ending the reign of Hulky, and Mojo on the meanwhile taking down Flame Blame. Now it's a post-plan situation where Valk is the only operator remaining to clutch this one out on a 1v4 situation. He still has his Nitro C4, he can be able to take him out. From below, there will be Sophia who's going to be taking out Valk, as the Team Never Diamonds will eventually win round 2.
What a play coming out from the side of Never Diamonds on the 2nd round of Cafe Dostoevsky right here, bringing the early game equalizer into their favor, of course. And you have to commend them, even though they lost Vinci, who has been one of their best players in the recent matches that we've seen ND in. They have not stepped down from the plate and made sure that, all right, even if Vinci is taken out, we're not going to falter in the push that we're trying to make. They couldn't go down white stairs. They decided, all right, let's drop patch, clear sight, get the plant in, take out all of the evil eyes and whatnot is in there, and use the vertical angles that we had from below this time to clean up on the last defender that was on the top floor. Valkyrie tried, but unfortunately Pegasus just didn't have it in him to have enough to make the clutch happen. It was a 1v4 situation post-plant. Time was against him. So many factors would have gone bad anyway. And with that being said, we're going to be moving into round 3. That is the 3rd floor bar from the looks of things, from the side of Suneja Esports. Of course, finally, we're going to be seeing 3rd floor bar come out from the defending team. I mean, Third Floor Bar is definitely one of the best sites, excuse me, in Cafe Dostoevsky. But as we've seen Sun Asia play today, they have gone for kitchen reading, and now we're heading towards bar. And as it were, I will once again rue the fact that mining in train room is no longer a viable site, as it's deemed by so many teams in Rainbow Six. In the meanwhile, bar itself, I would still say, is one of the top sites, pun intended, of Cafe Dostoevsky. But I mean, again, it's down to how the teams find the sites and how they, make their own rotates, what kind of strategies they have going into every single game that they play. With that being said, we're in the action phase of round 3 right here. Pegasus playing on the second floor reading area with, of course, the Valkyrie, the Black Eyes being already deployed as Hulky is back with the Wamai, the Shield, the MP5K, excuse me, and the Magnets. There we go. The one behind the sofa is just deployed, and he's going to be holding down Dark Spot of Piano for the time being. Dash, in the meanwhile, on the Maestro with his evil eyes, the Alda sitting on top of Cocktail Lounge's little table right here to save himself from any unfortunate peaks or coconut brush spots that we have seen. As Sam goes down to Dark Lord, that's the second time Dark Lord has taken out Sam. Dark Lord has gotten the early kill, not on Sam. Last time it was on the IQ. Not sure who that was at the time on round 1, but Dark Lord with the first frag for his team is going to make sure that Never Diamonds don't have a good time of this round 3 push that they need to make. Hibana has already dropped red stairs from the looks of things and is going to be holding down on the mid-stairs area for the time being. Valkyrie playing pillar, had an angle on the new Heaven Hatch on the west side of third floor, but, no one was peeking that, so she decides, okay, let's just move out of there for the time being. Dark Lord sitting inside of mining right here. He's got a nice spot. I don't think the drone that was on the second floor spotted him for the time being. Maybe not. And the Thatcher, that's Mojo, he's going to be looking to make an entry here any second now. He's ADS'd on the window, making sure nobody gets in. As Flame Bloom is going to go for the C4. Not Flame Bloom, excuse me. Yeah, Flame Bloom. That is Flame Bloom. But that C4 was on the hard floor. Dark Lord's there for cover as Mojo is the one taken out. He was trying to find the pulse right there. And, well, even if Flame Bloom C4 was on a hard surface, not the soft one that he thought it was, he still managed. That is, a kill was still dropped from the side of Sun Asia Esports. The Thatcher is off the board, and both the SAS members of Never Diamonds are gone. Shots are being fired as Pegasus is down to low HP. The Valkyrie, not sure where she's taking those shots from, as an Evil Eye is going off somewhere else on the map as well. As the Dark Lord holds down in pillar, holding onto the Heaven balcony, making sure that if anybody goes there, they're taken out. Hulky's going to take down Scriptic in the meanwhile, and going to be refragged onto by Shulker, who's Vinci in the meanwhile. He's taking damage from an Evil Eye. He's going to take it out, but that just means the Maestro is going to be in play. He's going to try and go for the plant. No, it was a bait, but he's going to be shot from inside of Cocktail Lounge for the time being, as Zofia holds from inside of Cold Room. There's the defender pushing up by stairs. That's Pegasus. He's going to be down, but the Zofia is going to down. As so is the planter. And Dash is going to be the one taking down Vinci. Before I could even call out the other kill, everything went down. Bodies were dropped. And as the dust settles, Sun Asia Esports have taken round 3.
I mean, what a great way to use their utilities at their disposal, because you have a total of 3 C4s, I believe. It was Valk, Pulse, and Mute, I believe, who were playing from the pillars as well as on the train museum. So basically what they were doing is to just wait for them to go for the plant, because they already have the intel from Maestro's Evil Eye cams as well as Valkyrie's Black Eye cams from the whole around the site, so that eventually if the attackers go for the plant on default, they can be easily taken out to get that easy kill. And also Dark Lord taking out 2 of those important operators, Sam as well as Mojo, who quite unfortunately didn't drone at that right positioning. Maybe he was just thought that no one's going to be in that specific side, right? I mean, we already saw that drone going from the train museum, but eventually it didn't. And quite we see Sun Asia Esports finally winning on round 3 as we proceed on to round 4, as they're going to be defending yet again on the kitchen. As we know from previously, we did see Sun Asia winning on the first round, even though the walls of bakeries were even open. The only problem was that they didn't had control onto us the hallway, where Dark Lord and Pegasus were there to immediately shut down Mojo. As we will proceed to the action phase, as we see Sunasia Esports being at their same positions yet again. We see Dash playing on the main corridor, as well as I would say a Flame Blame, who is going to be playing at from the Fireplace Hall. Dark Lord is going for a huge roam. He's not going to shallow roam. Shallow roam is basically a roam where you're going to be on the side of the site where Pegasus is playing at. But since Dark Lord is, he's not shallow roaming, he's basically deep roaming, in which at the time where attackers arrive to be on that Pacific side, Jaeger will be there to eventually caught up. As we see Vinci to take out one operator, that would be Pegasus, an important one, and I believe it was from the red stays. Quite unfortunate though, and that too, taking out Val could be a huge opportunity here. Dark Lord using that vertical control in his disposal to try to take out one or two operators who's going to be arriving from the bakery door. I guess it was, no, not from the bakery door, or from the kitchen door. As we see, he's going to be detected from the drones. He's having a bit of a difficulties to taking out the drone, but he still has Flame Beam to hopefully, open up the walls. This is so sad because the vertical control that the defenders used to do, it would be Mozzie, not from Castle, but since the update arrived, we are going to see a Castle opening up the walls from right below. But here's the thing, Never Diamonds still needs to be careful because there are two operators who are playing from below, and once they enter into the site and place the bomb, it's going to be a trap for Team Never Diamonds, and eventually they will be on a 1-point lead unless and until if Sam gets an opportunity with it, and Scriptic will eventually does that, taking out Hulky. And we see Da Vinci taking another kill out of Dash, and right now it's only down to the two operators, as Dark Lord having a lot of problems to try to take out the operators who was outside, and now it is a post-plant situation here for Team Sunasia Esports. We see Flame Blame taking out Mojo, but he still needs to find 4 more. Dark Lord taking out 1 from Scriptic. Cash will also go down, and it's now all down to Dark Lord to clutch this one out on a 1v3 situation. He is using the vertical control to hopefully take 1 or 2, but it won't be enough because the time is ticking and he only has 19 seconds to make it worthwhile. Dark Lord still playing on the vertical control, hopefully to find 1 or 2, but here's the thing, all the attackers are right outside just to trap out, and pretty safe to say that this match will definitely go to Team Never Diamonds, as they will equalize the point in round 4.
Well, again, a good take onto site from the side of Never Diamonds, making sure that once they got in, they were able to shut Sunasia Esports out. And unfortunately, Sunasia was caught in a bit of a deterred game, if you will, being out of sight for too long, not really focusing on what was happening, being a little too spread, if you will. But
I mean, the thing was, I saw Jaeger and Castle, who were using that vertical control to their advantage, hopefully to take out. But here's the thing, if there is one holding right from below the trade museum, why isn't there anyone who's defending from bakery? Because that's their main entry where the attackers is going to come in. Once they open up the wall, and since Vinci got those 2 important frags out, that's basically GG. I mean,
absolutely,
you just need to be careful on it, because vertical control can provide, a good amount of opportunity, because it's always about, high ground. The person who always gets the high ground will eventually win it. But if you just keep on staying it for the past 1 or 2 minutes, who's going to be on the side? Who's going to cover the, the default plant from the site? And that's exactly what Sunasia Esports didn't have. Even though they did had the intel, they didn't had, the, I would say, the proper trade to take out the diffuser which is being planted, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
unfortunately, just a few too many mistakes made by Sunasia Esports in that one particular round, as we'll be seeing them going into, I believe that is second floor reading. So they don't want to be to make the same mistake that they did in kitchen, and they want to change up sites nice and quickly, even if they did lose a round. That being said, the last time we saw them go into reading and dining, it didn't exactly go all too well for them, as Never Diamonds were able to take that round back in round 2. And here we are in round 5, where Sunasia are looking to go back to this site, maybe do a better job of it, but maybe they might be denied. Once again, Flame Blame gonna find somebody rappelling on the west side of the building. That is, of course, just outside the piano windows. And it's mostly a top-heavy hole now that I look at it, and Flame Blame is just spotting whoever that is on the rappel right there. He could go for a run at any second now, but he's going to choose not to because, of course, breaking the window would give away his position. And meanwhile, the red hatch drop has already happened, and the Pulse is going to have to be careful because he's going to have to throw out his C4 any second now. And as soon as he does, it's going to be big. There we go. He's going to find whoever's moving around inside of Piano, and that is where the C4 is going to go out. Any second now. Come on, Pulse. He sees somebody there, but that's the hard ceiling. He can't throw the C4 there. That's a bit of a missed opportunity for Flame Blame as he's trying to find wherever an attacker is standing still to make the C4 play. He's going to throw it out as Pegasus, but the C4 isn't going to connect. Dark Lord in the meanwhile is very low on HP. As Sam is also quite low on HP, but one defender is down. That is Pegasus. The Valkyrie off the board. The MPX and the Deagle are off the board right here as the white hallway push is happening from the Zofia. He's trying to find any defenders on the second floor, but doesn't look like there's anybody up here. Not entirely certain just yet. Nope, it is a second floor take already completed from the side of Never Diamonds as Zotac and Asia has rotated back in and around site to play a bit of lurking role. Maestro, he was spotted, or he did spot the Zofia, that is, but he's going to be caught running as Hulky's going to take down Sam, and the Maestro takes a bit of damage, but not a whole lot. Hulky, in the meanwhile, playing the white stairs, gets a kill onto the sledge. That's a big one. The SAS operator is known for his destructive capabilities, as we saw him on the second floor going ham with that shotgun, but Sam won't be getting any more influence in this round for the time being. In the meanwhile, more vertical lines of sight are being established into Reading Room, which of course looks like the side that Never Diamonds want to push in towards once again. Smoke canisters are being dropped as we're moving to the last 30 seconds of the round. It's now or never for ND to make a play happen, as Cryptic was already going for the plant. He's still trying for it, but he's trying to bait the Maestro out to try and get the kill. And yeah, it will work. In fact, the Tasha gets the kill there as the Flame Blame drops Shulker. Vinci gets dropped as well by Dark Lord, but the plant is still going off. No, it's not. Cryptic has gotten off. He's going to get the alibi, and he's going to reposition for the time being. Goes into laundry. No, the diffuser's dropped, and that's a big one right there, as it is all down to Thatcher against Flame Blame right here. Mojo is going to have to try his hardest, and Flame Blame is going to have to try and get this kill right here, playing the top floor. The marks are coming out. The intel from the rest of his team is happening, but Mojo might just get the plant off. He's going to extend the round timer by doing this, and there we go. Round timer is extended, and the plant is going off. Dark is going to be revived, and Cryptic should be any second now, which means it should be a 2 versus 2 coming in this post-plant situation for Sanesha Esports to try and play in. In fact, Cryptic is going to be left to bleed out as Mojo is the last one standing, and Flame is going to confirm finally onto the kill, and Jaeger from Fireplace will also get it as the kill is confirmed, and the plant, which was inside Fireplace Hall, is going to be counter defused. That is from the side of Sanesha Esports. A brilliant take back towards site from both of the roamers, giving themselves a round 5.
Well, Jack, that was one hell of a jump scare there as Dark Lord just immediately jumps down from the hatch and be like, hello, brrr, immediately takes down, gets the win, as they are quite performing well on defense, but still, we still have one more round for Team Sanesha Esports, as at the next round we are going to see them attack as the role swap will commence, but this will be the last one as we see Team Sanesha Esports Sun Asia Esports is going to be defending on the third floor bar cocktail lounge, which is quite indeed, I would say, an easy one for Team Sanesha Esports to win on to, but it depends on how well that they are going to win it from.
Absolutely, and mind you, for all of our viewers back at home, just a reminder for the game that we have on hand, this is round 6, which means this is the last round before we go into role swap, and when we do go into round 7, that is, Never Diamonds will be defending, and Sanesha Esports, excuse me, my voice kind of gave out there, Sanesha Esports will be attacking. And that's obviously going to be very interesting going into Cafe Dostoevsky, which can be a map of both sides, you know, a double-edged sword, if you will, as it can work out for either defenders or attackers, as Pegasus is busy shaking his mouse quite a bit playing the Valkyrie, you know, testing out all of his buttons, keys, making sure his sensitivity is all right. There we go. Does a 360, shakes his head once again. I don't think he's really satisfied with what he's getting. Either that or he just really wants to make sure his wrist is nice and flexible going into this round. He's going to be going for the camera outside on the exit terrace of the east side of the building, the map itself. And that camera, of course, might just be spotted out by any wandering attacker, excuse me, if they go on that side of the map. It's not completely out of the question, of course. The side being third floor bar means we might see an east side rappel come out from any defender, any attacker, excuse me. as shots are already being exchanged. The Zofia, that is Shulker, is firing away into Piano, breaking the windows, throwing the drones in, making sure that any defender who wants to play the bait game gets baited accordingly in return. Sam gonna break the hatch of Red Stairs as Hibana's drone goes in. Scriptic with the diffuser, of course, he's got to play it safe. He's the Hibana as well, which means the hard breach roll is his responsibility. In the meanwhile, we see the Evil Eye that is still active, and that Thatcher EMP is not going to connect onto it, as Zofia is going to be forced to play with her lifelines. Magnet is going to catch one of the projectiles as Pegasus takes down Sam, as Sam took down Hulky. So a refrag, excuse me, from Pegasus as Darklord goes down to Vinci. The excuse me, the Gridlock, of course, getting that kill. Okay, where was that from? Was that on the first floor? Because I see the first floor door open outside of Big Bakery. As the take onto Cigar Lounge has already happened, Zofia with her impacts is going to take out the deployable shield. That was in Dark Spot. And oh dear me, Flame just runs into the line of fire that Mojo had established for himself. The Evil Eye is still there, of course, inside of Piano, but it's not going to do a whole lot because, well, I'm sure he's got to be careful on more than just one angle since it's all down to him and Pegasus in a 2v4 situation. Dash gets one. That's Shulker. That's a big kill off the board, but he's going to be taken out from Wide Hallway. It's all down to Pegasus, the last one standing in his team in a 1v3 clutch situation. He knows that there's somebody playing in White Stairs as the Gridlock throws one of our track stingers, and he's got to go and play in a post-plant situation. And there we go. The attacker inside of Cocktail Lounge will be the one to take him out as Mojo cleans up on Pegasus, and Never Diamonds win round 6, and that should be the equalizer, which means 3-3 in no one's favor going into roll swap.
Well, Jack, this match just keeps on getting interesting. 3-3, not in anybody's favor, but we are going to see it soon enough because Team Never Diamonds will go on defense as they will be defending on the same place yet again, bar and cocktail rounds. Quite a, I would say, a traditional way to be winning around it because it's one of the most picked site on the map, like Cafe Dostoyevsky, and quite the operators that we see. There's no 6 pick here, and we see Sam is going to be taking Goyo, even though Goyo's Vulcan shield has been nerfed from 3 shields to 2. Still using Goyo would be a viable option, I believe, and am I seeing Sam using the TCSG shotgun or the Vector though? Because we even did saw TCSG being nerfed from 95 damage to 65, in which you do require 3 body shots and 1 shot to the head, obviously. And for a huge nerf like TCSG, it's quite difficult, to, win a gunfight. And that's the reason why many people are preferring to use the AUG if you're playing as Kaid, and the Vector if you're playing as Sam. So Sam, who is actually playing as Goyo. Just imagine if there is an operator called Sam. Wait, there is actually a guy named Sam Fisher on Splinter Cell. I mean, it's a Ubisoft game. Come on.
Well, yes, of course.
I mean, it is a Ubisoft game. Yes, for references, I'm going to make a lot of Ubisoft references here as we will proceed on to the action phase and a rotation hole being made right from the cocktail lounge, which is quite interesting to see because mainly we would see like that wall to be reinforced, and the new cocktail lounge, which has a window in it, they would shoot the railings of it so that you could get good amount of access, but you will be compromised from that location. And we see one, I would say, an impact nade being used from Zofia to open up a castle barricade right from the windows of White Stairs, which eventually makes Vinci fall back from the hallway. Mojo playing from the new hatch, as we already see Scriptic being down. I believe he was playing from the new hatch, from the new cocktail lounge wall, in which he was quite down to, and Mojo in the meanwhile taking out Pegasus, the Zofia, in which he was eventually opened the wall, the castle panel barricade, which was in the stairs, as we already see a lot of tags being happening from Team Never Diamonds. Scriptic already been, revived back once yet again. All it requires for an attacker to just shoot 1 bullet to Script to eventually end the life. Hulky using the inverted rappel to hopefully take out Mute, who is playing from the White Stairs. Throws out the C4. Could be a wonderful opportunity, but saved from Flame Blame as he sprints to his life. Drone being used hopefully to distract Mute, but eventually doesn't work out quite well. And quite frankly to say, Never Diamond's a tactic, especially Vinci, who is playing from the lounge, is working out quite well and is losing a lot of time. Drones being made out here from the Thatcher. Eventually doesn't go out and he whips out the shotgun. Doesn't work out because Flame Blame in the end eventually takes out a wonderful 3-4 yet again from Sam, taking out Flame Blame. And a lot of time being wasted, but we still have Nomad with the inverted Ruffle taking out Sam. Scriptic in the meanwhile taking out Dark Lord, even though with 10 HP. That is really amazing. With the pre-fire Hulky, oh my lord, taking out Scriptic. He still needs to take out another one. Are you kidding me, Hulky? Another triple kill, and meanwhile we see Mojo on the double kill taking out Dash. Now it's a 1v1 situation. Hulky, he still knows that Mojo is from the freezer, goes for the pre-fire yet again. Pre-fire doesn't work out because Mojo in the end will deliver a final blow as Team Never Diamonds will win round 7. What in God's name just happened? Are you kidding me?
All
3K,
round.
3K, that just... I need water, dude. I just need some water because I just want to, you know, both of these teams are just shifted to gear 6 and I am on gear 3. I just need to come back to gear 6. Let me drink like a 1 liter or 2 liter of water.
While Baba goes and does that, let me just throw in my hat in the ring and say that that was, while that round was great in terms of frag potential for two particular players, it was a massive mess right at the end, a scramble as to who would get the final kill, and it just came down to that 1v1. We saw the Nomad, unfortunately, lose right there. With that being said, we're going to be moving into round 8 as Never Diamonds have taken the lead here in by winning out round 7. That was a 4-3 in their favor, as they are, of course, now on the defense. They'll be going into first floor bakery, having one out bar on top floor, which, of course, means that another standard hold in this version of Cafe Dostoevsky that we have coming out from a defensive team. You know, cold room hatch reinforced with the double wall, all of it electrified by a single electro claw, a castle bracket, excuse me, on the small bakery door with the rotation off to the right side if you're going in from small bakery and the left side if you're going in from large bakery. And we've also got Vinci with the Mozzie, you know, running counter intel, counter droning for the side of the defending team. Oh, he's going to choose to break that drone instead, Vinci. That was a free drone. Not sure why he decided to completely... Okay, you have your best in... Okay, not really sure what Vinci's thinking. Maybe he thought, all right, it will be too late by the time I cast that drone. Might as well just take it out instead and hope for another one to come by. Maybe he's using it more for denial rather than counter intel, which would, of course, make a whole lot of sense as to why he destroyed that drone. He breaks the piano window, the whiskey window, as Foxy loves to call it, but it's not going to work out for him, and that was probably more of a bait, if anything else. Another drone's going to spot the Jaeger up here, as he's going to take out that drone. Shulker is going to be responsible for Mozzie's utility being denied, even though he is denying intel, mind you, for the side of the attackers. The Mozzie's now going to have to chase the drone. Nope, Shulker will deny him once again. Pretty sure both of these teammates are having quite a lot of fun right here as they have moved to peek the... Oh, there's a punch hole right there on the garage wall. And the shot from Vinci comes out. He sees the punch hole. He thinks he sees movement, peeks and fires. And that is Dash off the board. The Thermite. A massive kill right there. The Heart Breacher that Sun Asia, excuse me, would have used to breach the main cold room wall or bakery wall, whichever one, is going to not work as Vinci gets a double for himself. That is Flame Blame off the board. The sledge is gone as well. Vertical angles will no longer be established by the attacking team. Pegasus, meanwhile, pushes down. He's going to find Vinci finally getting revenge for two of his buddies being taken out by that single Mozzie right there. In the meanwhile, they still have Jaeger to deal with in that little lounge area, as Zophia's concussions are going to come out any second. Now they do, and the pre-fire comes in from IQ. The teamwork from Senesh Esports is going to take out the Jaeger as Shulker goes down, and that equalizes the man count coming into the 60-second mark of round 8 right here. Zophia playing above once again. Pegasus, he's going to be joined by Hulky to establish more vertical lines aside with breach charges and impact nades galore. As they're gonna that is what they're gonna have to rely on, because they cannot do a hard breach anymore to get into sight. In the meanwhile, IQ is gonna be playing in the first floor bar area, And he's got to pick up the diffuser soon, because if they leave it out there, they might accidentally forget about it, which could, of course, lead to some massive complications going into the rest of this round. All right, Hulky's going to pick it up. And now, going into the last 30-ish seconds of the round, it's all down to these three attackers, whether or not they can make some plays happen. Castle's playing inside of Code Check, and he might just be the operator to make the difference right here, because Sam might not have been detected just yet. There's, of course, somebody approaching from the reception main door area, and the pre-first from IQ is going to find the castle as he's taken out. Dark Lord has a double kill for himself, as it's now down to the last two defenders. Wamai's going to get one. The IQ's on the board. The Nomad is okay. The Wamai goes down in the meanwhile, as well as Hulky's gotten that kill. Scripted stays on Pegasus. It's a 1v1, but Hulky has to go for the plant. He has to try and extend the round timer, and the Kaid has to peek any second now, unless the plant is going to go off. The plant does go off. It's down to a 1v1 in a post-plant situation, but Scriptic is in full HP, while Hulky is so low. But no, Hulky will still win it out, as the attackers are going to win round 8, and the TCSG is going to miss from the Kaid, and Sun Asia Esports are going to win round 8 of the back of that play from the Nomad.
Jack, first it was never Diamond stealing the clutch of Hulk, and now Hulk is angry, dude. He just wants to win it out. And yes, I am back after drinking 2 liters of water, purified water. And with that, we are going to see round 9, as Team Never Diamonds is going to be defending on Kitchen yet again. And I just wanted to ask a question, Jackson. The thing is, I am a huge fan of Harry Potter. All right.
Okay.
I've watched the whole chronological order of Harry Potter from 1 to end. I mean, I can name it all. I mean, do you want me to name all of them?
I mean, I don't think we have the time for that.
I mean, I can say it. I mean, I can try to say it out loud. Okay, here you go. Sorcerer of Stones, Chamber of Secrets, Prisoner of Azkaban, Goblet of Fire. Goblet of Fire. Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Just give me a sec, Jack. Right? Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix, Deathly Hallows 1 and 2, and Half-Blood Prince. And yeah, I mean, that's all of them, right?
It is, but the order was wrong, Sam.
Yeah, the order was wrong. So the one question that I want to ask for you is, what kind of spot would you put in Rainbow Six Siege to call it as Harry Potter? All right.
I mean, technically speaking, Harry Potter would only be called that if it's a spot underneath a set of stairs, right? For instance, in the red stairs area on the first floor, you've got a little niche place underneath the red stairs when it goes up on the turnaround, where it's like a slanting ceiling, you know, and it resembles the room on the bed under the stairs that Harry Potter had in the first few in book 1 of his series.
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, so basically you're saying the Harry Potter was actually, he was beneath the stairs. Yeah, I get it. Now that spot is called as Harry Potter.
Yeah,
Got it. Thank you for clearing my doubts, Jack. And that too, I can't believe it. Like, I should have said it after the cast, because okay, never mind. Let's just forget about it and head on towards round 9, as we see Vinci, who is going to be playing as Mozzie. He will use his I would say his best to either for denial, and Shulker taking 2 kills from Team Sun Asia Esports, immediately taking out the Breacher brothers. This is not going to go well, because these 2 Breacher brothers are quite important to open the walls of either the bakery or from the freezer wall, in which, and now it is fully denied, and they have Team Sun Asia Esports have to rely on their soft breaches, in which Pegasus and Hulky will be there to open it up. Hopefully they'll be having either a breaching chance to hopefully take it out. And currently a lot of time being wasted here, as we don't see a lot of attackers using their help of their drones, even though it's been denied from either Mozzie's best or they've been taken out. Meanwhile, we see Pegasus taking their finally first frag to take out to Shulker, in which he immediately take out to do Breacher brothers, but still he is quite a low amount of HP. So for Team Sun Asia Esports, they really need to be careful. I mean, we still have Zofia. She can be able to use her, I would say, her impact needs to open up the castle barricades, and we see Hulky using his... Oh my god. Okay, yeah, his... air jabs to hopefully block the rotations being made from, not rotation, I would say the flanks being made from Team Never Diamonds. Vinci playing quite in an unusual spot on Bakery. He might be able to take 1 or 2 operators from attack out by surprise, but I would definitely say that trade will encounter. Meanwhile, we see Hulky being down. He will eventually get picked up from none other than Dark Lord, and I believe Scriptic was actually challenging the one who was making a vertical control right from below. No, yeah, right from the train museum, in which Scriptic is not having a bit of a problem here. Hulky getting inside the sword. Oh, sorry, that would be Pegasus, who is already inside the side on towards the kitchen, but he still needs to be careful that there is one on the freezer. Vinci on the meanwhile taking out one. Sophia will be taken out down, and it's a done deal because Never Diamonds will eventually win round 9, and it is yet again an equalizing round.
Well then, the game looks like is going to be coming quite close from both of these teams. 5-4 right here in favor of Never Diamonds. Yep, definitely quite close, as round 10 is going to be in effect very, very soon for both of these teams. None of them want to give up right here, and none of them want to lose, of course. I mean, you don't want to lose, right? Because you want to gain as many points as you can and eventually make your way up to Division 1, where, of course, some of the best teams of the WD Black the Esports Club League and some of the best teams in the region itself are playing for their own points. We're going to see the 6-pick come in from Flame Blame right here. That is the Jackal out from the out onto the slash, excuse me.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
should
by
be
attackers.
interesting. We do have the dock in play from Scriptic this time around, making sure that he has the French defender with the ACOG and the Stim pistols. Such a great, well, if you ask me, Doc himself is quite the great inclusion to any particular round, to any particular defensive team, really. I mean, sure, he doesn't bring something as massive as, say, a Maestro can or an Echo, either way, but his Stim pistols can quite literally save lives and rounds by saving lives, which, I mean, sure, you can call that situational, but when you think about it, most operators in Rainbow Six are situational in one way or another, coming down to that utility, right? Like, think about Goyo. When he came out, people used to say that Goyo would be an extremely situational operator. Look at him now. People have figured out how to bring those situations, how to force those situations from the attackers where the Goyo shields are going to be useful, and they have strategies, you know, revolving that.
I mean, Jack, the funniest thing about it is that many people were saying that Amaro is going to be the most OPest operator, but sad to say, it quite worked the opposite. Instead of Amaru being the meta, Goyo was the one who's going to be in the meta, because his deployable shield that can be able to blow up, and basically it's quite similar to Capitao's fireballs.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's quite similar, and that's the reason why the defenders would prefer Goyo is he actually play kind of like a smoke which has a smoke canisters, but instead the attackers has the opportunity to detonate it. And that's basically it. I mean, it works on both sides, but for the defenders, it's basically a much more advantageous due to the fact that not only you can be able to blow up, but also you can make good amount of angles to hopefully, you know, to make a quick peek to take out one operator out of surprise.
Absolutely, and well, it all depends on how, you know, Rainbow Six progresses as a game, how the meta changes over time, because of course, with the direction Ubisoft is taking the new operators, they're focusing on the fun aspect rather than forcibly changing the meta instead of letting it happen naturally. With that being said, we're going to see the east side rappel on Cafe here on the third floor side of Bar, coming out from the side of the attacking team of Sun Asia Esports, as the Shulker is going to have to play against that rappel for the time being. Hold off and make sure that nobody finds a way in. Sam inside of Piano has pretty much free reign right here. Shulker will be healed up by the Doc. There we go. The situation for the Doc to be in play-in has come out as... Hold on a minute. How many people are on the east side of Cafe here? And in proportion to that, how many people are sitting towards Piano for Never Diamonds? Because that could be a big misplay from either team, really, as Scriptic was down, but he's going to be pulled back up, and he's going to go down again. Dark Lord confirming the kill on the Doc. Of course, he tried to revive himself, but won't be able to in this situation, as the first defender finally goes down. We're approaching quickly the last 35 seconds of the round, as Zofia is going to be pushing up the white stairs. A canister comes up from smoke, is going to deny... Is it? No, it's the C4 from Vinci, actually. And, oop, not going to detonate it just yet as Sam takes down Flame Blame in the meanwhile. Zotac goes for a few peeks, isn't going to find anybody. Mojo takes down Dark Lord in the meanwhile as Heaven Hatch. Mojo is going to take some damage, but Shulker's going to take down Dash to 4v2 quickly as it's all down to Pegasus and Hulky to try and make the plays happen. Sam takes down Pegasus and Hulky goes down as well as it's a quick finish from the side of Never Diamonds, taking round 10 in their favor.
With Team Never Diamonds successfully defending on the third floor bar, it should be match point as they are one step away onto winning against Team Sunasia Esports. Since they have successfully defended on Kitchen, they will immediately pick the side on Reading Room and Fireplace Hall, which is quite a difficult site for the defenders to hold on to, because once they have the control on towards the bar and cocktail lounge, they'll just immediately open up the vertical control, and it would be very difficult for the defenders, because they would if they did get the control from the vertical control, they would have to either play off-site and eventually take them out by surprise. That's the reason why you make those footholds being made from either the fireplace hall and the place from the reading room, so that we can be able to, you know, hold an angle from the reading room itself and get a perfect headshot, or I would say a perfect wall bang to take out the guys who's going to be planting on default. I mean, for planning on default, you would obviously require a C4 or the control of the cocktail lounge itself to immediately deny it from the defenders. But we'll see how well that they're going to defend it, as we see the Vinci reinforcing from the cocktail balcony, which is quite, I would say, the basic thing. Because on a map like Cafe Dostoevsky, most of the reinforcements, if they are defending from the second floor of reading room, they will, however, place their reinforcement right also from the cocktail lounge, so that they won't be able to get wall banged right from. Obviously, we don't want the defenders to get wall banged, so we see either a black eye cam being placed from outside the cigar window, or it would be the same thing yet again. We see Dark Lord silently creeping from the bakery, hopefully not to, you know, give the sound cue of the barricade, as he is going to slowly creep up on the bakery, taking out the cams. As currently he's only the one, hopefully he's going to hunt the roamers, especially that would be from Skulker and Mojo, as we are going to see the kill feeds, as we see Mojo on 14 kills, as Dark Lord from Sunasia Esports on 12. My goodness, that is a huge load of kills there, especially with the Hulky getting their 4 kills eventually on 7. Oh, Dark Lord finally ending his hunt for Mojo, as he will take out one roamer, and a quite important one, because it is Mozzie with the C4. That is one C4 down, but he still needs to worry about 2 C4s, which is Sam and Vinci, who is playing as Mute and Valk. Meanwhile, we see Scriptic with the melee hole being placed, I believe, from the fireplace hall to hopefully to caught 1 or 2 operators off guard. They still haven't got the control on cocktail lounge. Meanwhile, we see a Shulker taking out Pegasus, and just like I was saying, since it's the match point, Sunasia Esports need to figure out a way to bring this game back up, and eventually with the Team Never Diamonds, they still, for Team Sunasia Esports, they still have a lot of time to think about it. They're just going to drone it out, find where the other operators are, but they do need to do it quick, because they are eventually running out of time. Even though a lot of control being made, Dark Lord with the melee hole taking out Shulker in surprise, and eventually gets a double kill just to get traded from Scriptic, who was eventually making who was playing from the fireplace hall. With the 2 manpower down, a lot of time being wasted here from the attackers, and I would say Nomad, that would be Flame Blame, who has been playing from the cocktail lounge. He doesn't have the breach charge, but instead he has the flashbang, so that vertical control is a no-go from Team Sunasia Esports. Nomad is going to be dropping down just to get killed from none other than Sam. A C4 being connected doesn't work out, however. Hulky already in the reading room. We will find out Sam eventually. The C4 tossed from the Valk, eventually taking out Hulky in disguise. And there you have it, boys. Never Diamonds finally winning round 11 and securing the win against Sunasia Esports. It was a very good try from Hulky, but in the end, Never Diamonds will emerge victorious.
Absolutely, and they are, of course, the victors here on Cafe Dostoevsky, taking the map 7-4, winning this match for themselves. Another win going to the side of Never Diamonds as they look to secure their place at the top of the leaderboard. But with that being said, that was only the first game of Day 2 of Division 2 in Season 2 of the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. And that has been it from me, your host Blackjack, and my co-caster Baba Gusta, and I have been Foxy, as we'll be taking a short break before coming back with the second game of Hawks Gaming versus Hoffen Esports. That's another game that surely will be an exciting one. Stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, powered by LG Ultragear in association with ACT Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I am your host, Blackjack. Joining me once again is my co-caster, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Foxy, as we are here for match 2 of day 2 of Division 2 in Season 2. And the match itself is, of course, Hawks Gaming versus Hoffen Esports, but before we get into this match in the beautiful map of Villa, we've got an interview with Nostalgia from Hawks Gaming to show all of you. Foxy, roll the interview.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club League, and today I have Nostalgia from Hawks Gaming for a really special interview. Nostalgia, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing perfectly fine. How are you, Foxy?
I'm fine as well, Nosty. Thank you for asking. So, getting relegated to Division 2, being one of the top tier teams in this region, how does that feel, and what was lacking that you feel that Hawks has got relegated themselves back to Div 2?
Well, getting relegated was not a good feeling, obviously, because you always want to stay at the top.
Right.
But yeah, in Division 1, in Season 1, we were lacking a bit of team coordination, lack of practice. We should have grinded out.
What is the game plan coming into Season 2 now that you've got to grind against these Division 2 teams? And with that being said, is there any team that scares you for that matter in Division 2?
We will try our best to get back on Division 1. That's not going to be easy. You know, there are the Mercenaries, there's Monkas in Division 2, then there's Instinct Esports, Hoffen Esports. Those are pretty good teams too. So yeah, going back to Division 1 is not going to be a easy task. But yeah, we'll try our best and we'll grind as much as we can to get back on track and get back on Division 1.
What is the grind that Hawks goes through? What do you guys do to make sure you have your game on point, that it's on the top best level for yourselves?
Well, obviously, like every other team, we have a basic strat, and we just change a little bit of our match strat, our in-game strat, just rotating on that simple basic strat we have.
With that out of the way, anything you have to say to your fans, to your supporters?
Well, fans and to my fans, to our fans and supporters, we let you down in Division 1 and Season 1. And we got relegated to Division 2. But yeah, I think we will be able to live up to our expectations and fight back hard and get back on track and in the next season and just promote ourselves to Division 1. That's what we're going to be focusing on, most importantly.
That is so good to hear from you, Nostalgia. Thank you for this lovely interview that gave us so many insights on how Hawks Gaming is taking this Season 2 for themselves forward. Well, that was Nostalgia, guys, and I'm Foxtrot, and we'll get back right into the games.
Alrighty then, that was the interview right there with Nostalgia from Hawks Gaming and some nice insights into what their team thought of being relegated down to Division 2, of course, from Season 1. But, you know, so was Hoffen Esports. Both of these teams are here in Division 2, and they're going to be facing off against each other today in the beautiful Italian map of Villa. And as we move into the ban phase right here, the second ban, of course, being Ying from the side of Hawks Gaming. Baba Gusta, how do you feel about the game we've got on hand?
Well, Jack, with the map on Villa, this is going to be certainly pretty interesting because for the past few matches that I've casted on, I've only been casting, coastline, border, and maybe, yeah, I guess it was, most probably it was coastline border. And looking Villa, it's going to be really interesting to watch, Jack. It's a new map, new strategies, and new problems for both of these teams to get forward, hopefully, to make sure that they don't get relegated back to Division 3, because if these players relegated back to Division 3, it's going to be a huge disappointment as well as, a lot of sadness for the players. And I don't want to see that happen, but still, rules are rules. We are going to see the greater ones advance, and the not so great players will eventually get relegated to the Division 3, as we will end up ban phase with the bans going around. That would be Thatcher, Ying, and the normal bans Mira and Echo. We are going to progress as team Hoffen Esports are going to be defending on Aviator Room and Game Zone.
Alrighty then, the first side from the side of the defense, that is of course Hoffen Esports, will be Aviator. But before we move into the game right quick, let's have a look at the rosters we've got from both of these teams on the show for us. From the side of Hawks, we've got Dopo, Peroxide, Hexus, Crime Clown, and Triple. As from the side of Hoffen Esports, we've got Kuntal, Zdux, Lame, Killen, and Lockdown. Both of these teams, of course, very, very eager to get into the game and win this match for themselves, get those points, and maybe secure their place back in Division 1. Of course, that
Defenders,
time
protect your
is
bombs from
very
being
far
defused
away
by
from us,
attackers.
you know. We've still got plenty of siege action from all three divisions across so many weeks to go over, as we'll be moving into this first round right here between Hawks Gaming and Hoffen Esports. And it should be known that Villa as a map can turn out to be somewhat defender-sided, but we've seen it be an attacker-favorite map on certain occasions where attackers have just managed to pull out round after round for themselves. You know, it's just one of those things about Rainbow Six, you know, especially with something I've noticed when I've casted, is that, oh, okay, that might just be a little too thin there, Lame, you know? There we go, he's finally made that rotation just wide enough for himself.
I mean, that is quite an interesting rotation hole, and that too, even the top of the walls has been open just to make sure that if the attackers are planting on the default of the games room, he can be able to throw the C4 far away from the aviator room itself. So it's quite an interesting rotation being made here, but also, like, they also need to be careful. If they accidentally open up all the walls, it can cause Hoffen Esports a lot of troubles dealing with.
Absolutely, but you know, it is their rotate, so they probably know what they're doing with it. But as it were, we've seen teams that know what they're doing quite a lot, but it hasn't exactly worked out all the time for them. As we see Hexus, he's running around the main red carpet hallway on the first floor with the drone behind him, as Crime Clown's joining the main stairs by the main door. IQ's RD scanner, of course, comes out. It's going to be so useful to find all those defender utilities, and maybe even if she's lucky, somebody who's on the cams. There we go, one piece of defender tech is off the board right there. Meanwhile, we've got Dope Pop supporting him with a drone from, I believe, Crown Clan, that is, on the main stairs to make sure that nobody is peeking that for the time being. And ooh, what a small angle right here from the main entrance being held by Hex. He's going to see someone, and what a shot onto Kunto. There goes the Kaid. What a play from the IQ with this LMG right here to take the first kill on board for his team, as Hawks Gaming have taken out a big one. And Hoffen Esports have just lost the Kaid, who could have been so good when it comes to anchoring sight. He won't be influencing the round any longer, as Thermite will get the hard breach in on the office wall of... Ooh, the grenade is going to flush out the Wamai, as well as Crown Clan will confirm onto that kill. And Killen goes down as well. We're seeing a quick take from the set of Hawks, but the shots are fired from Zdux, as he's going to tag up IQ, that is Hexus. But as the lockdown goes down, it's a 5v2 right now. The plant is coming out from Peroxide. Smoke canisters come out, but will they be able to stop the plant? Probably not from the looks of things. The Hibana is off the plant, as Lame will get that kill, but Hexus has taken down Lame in the meanwhile, which means it's all down to Zdux to make a 1v4, now a 1v3. But the IQ's on 90, and he will get the peak and get the kill onto Zdux, eventually securing the round. The first round itself for Hawks Gaming with an insanely quick take right here on Aviator.
Hawks Gaming proving its worth that they are in it to win it. They will immediately open up their account by winning 1 point on attack. For Team Hoffen Esports to get back up on their feet, they need to find some strategies to hopefully counter it. As we see on the second round, they are going to be defending on Trophy Room and Statuary Room, and quite surprisingly, we are going to be seeing Akali being picked here on a map on Villa. I mean, it's quite... I wouldn't say that taking Kali would be a bad idea. It is kind of a good idea, because on a map, if they are defending from Aviator and Games Room, and if the wall is being opened at the Games Room, Kali can be able to hold an angle far away from the ruin spawn, from the entrance to the door, or where the plant is being planted. And taking Kali would be a better idea, because from that long angle, it's basically a no-go. And with that, for a moment there, I thought he was going to pick Kali. Then after he realized that they're going to be picking Statuary and Games Room, so he is going to make a 6 pick, as he's going to take Maverick instead of Kali. That would be triple from Team Hawks Gaming. They've been performing also quite well, especially Hexus using those walls of the defenders on their own, taking them out by surprise. What a quite a surprising one, but a welcomed a surprising tactic, but a welcomed one indeed. So with that, let us proceed on to the action
see what you
phase.
did there.
Yeah, see, I told you. I mean, I'm not that great. I still have a bit of a problems, but just wait for it, all right? Just wait for it. I am. It's like my zone is at 3%. I just need to arrive it at 50% or something more than that. Because once you get more than 50, there's no one who's going to stop you at the end. All right, let's just head on back with the action phase. With Kuntal, who's going to be playing as a Castle. He's going to be placing his armor panels right from the statuary room entrance, hopefully to block the access from VIP. Most thing we would see a triple reinforcement being used from the statuary room, but instead they're just going to use a rotation hole and decides to defend from the closet, as we see Killen, who is already in a bit of a trouble while he's holding from the walk-in closet. Flashbang being thrown doesn't affect anyone on the process. Killen already tagged out onto slow HP, and Crown Khan will be there to immediately get a kill onto Killen, eventually gaining that control over from the bedroom as well as on there. Wow, Crowned Clown immediately takes out Kuntal off by surprise, and Lockdown on the other hand taking out Peroxide. This match is getting quite interesting here because the number of plays and also the strategies is quite working both on these teams' favor, and I can't quite recognize on how well it's going to go down. Lockdown thinking of thinking of challenging, and he will immediately get one, but with the I would say the frag being made from Hibana, we see Hex is taking out, and it's now all down to Lame. He has that possibility to clutch this one out. He still has those classical armor panels. He still has that C4 if they are going to plant at the statuary room. One C4 is all it needs to give a perfect win here. Hexes already in the statuary room with the Crowned Clown having the diffuser in hand. He's going to be defending on the defense on the statuary room. He will take down one Crowned Clown. Now it's all down to Hexes. It's a 1v1 battle between both of them. Hawks versus Hoffen. Hexes versus Lame. Who's going to win it out? The diffuser is still down. Hexes with the G8, a powerful weapon. Also a deadlier one. He's going to immediately go for the plant instead. He has the C4, tosses it out. Can it connect though? It doesn't connect, but
for any particular team, as once again, I believe that is Lame on the Smoke, who was caught with that rotation too thin for even the Smoke Elite. He's going to be widening that out, making sure that all of his teammates can rotate in and out of that particular breach in the wall nice and swiftly, as the last touches of reinforcements, bandit batteries, shields, Wamai magnets, all of the good stuff are going to be placed from Hoffen Esports, as now we're in action phase of round 3 right here. Hawks Gaming, they took round 1 by storm, pushing up the main stairs, 90 hallway, and the red carpet stairs, all of the good stuff, making the take and the play from below as well from the IQ. I believe that was I'm not sure who that was, but it was IQ. Ooh, Hex is going to go down. Speaking of IQ, Killen is going to take the first kill right here, and the IQ's off the board. That's a big kill, because that means so much of defender utility has just been saved. The unfortunate result of being taken out by the IQ. In the meanwhile, of course, Kuntal getting a bit too greedy, goes for that white peak on Crown Clan, who will oblige happily, taking down the bandit and equalizing the man count right there on this first floor of Villa. In the meanwhile, Killen is on the double kill as well, getting Dope Pope, and that is the Ash, another big kill, a good frag operator. That is, of course, Ash, the 3-speed. We all know how notorious she can be, and she is off the board right here. Dope Pope will not be influencing this round any farther. Triple throwing up grenades to that deployable shield in traditional hallway outside of main stairs. He's going to try and take that out, as there's of course somebody playing. There's lockdown on the Goyo, but there's an ADS to take down that grenade as well. So much utility being expended on this office push right here, not working out for the side of Hawks Gaming so far, as there's a deployable shield outside of Vault, as well as smoke canister goes out. Not going to damage Peroxide, but he's going to have to be careful now, because the smoke knows where he's coming from. Hibana's pushing up the main stairs. Nobody's here for the time being, as he's going to be safe. He's going to see the Goya shield. Not pop it, of course, because he's on this side of it. And he knows that there's somebody playing 90. Oh, what a shot from, I believe that's the Jaeger right there. Zotac getting the kill onto Crown Clown. Will turn it into a 2v4 that Hawks Gaming has to try and come back from. But will they be able to? Shots being fired in the 90 hallway. Down traditional, as the Jaeger is trying to get a couple of kills. And he will down triple, as the Goya is going to come out to play as well. Thermite's going to peek. Peroxide is the last one remaining. He's going to try and go for this revive, and the Goya is pushing up. No, he is not for the time being. Oh, the C4 from Lockdown will take triple out anyway, and it's now 1v4 for the Thermite to play in, as Peroxide has got an insanely uphill task here, and the peak from Jaeger. Zotac will take the final kill as Huff and Esports are going to put round 3, their first round, on the board on Villa.
Contesting Jaeger on the 90s angle from the games room eventually led Team Hawks Gaming to their demise, and with that we see Hoffen Esports still having some fight left in them. They will eventually win one round from the Aviator side as they will progress on to defending Dining Room and Kitchen instead of defending on Statuary Room. It's quite interesting because Dining Room and Kitchen has a higher possibility to save it, as we see Kuntal going for a 6-pick instead of using Clash. He's going to be using Alibi. I mean, the 6-pick from Clash going from Alibi is not that quite necessary, because for a player who eventually mains as Clash, all you need is a support from your teammate. And if there is a 1v5 situation where Clash is the only one remains, it's basically an easy win. But also, Clash, she is one operator that gives and provides fear to all the players who go up against her. I mean, just imagine I would say, wait, as I was saying, just imagine that I'm going to a school, by accident I just came late, and then you see Clash holding with the shield and be like, you ain't go no further, bruv. And I would be crying in the corner and hoping, God, I wish I was in the school regularly. And that's what that's the thing about Rainbow Six Siege. You learn new things. You get to know not only about strategies, but also some good life lessons. And that's why you have to love this game no matter what.
I mean, certainly a very interesting analogy there, Baba. I'm not sure if I can agree 100%. I can certainly see it in my head, like I can visualize what you're saying, you know. But, that's a moment from me right there. As we're going to be moving quickly into round 4 for the side of these two teams. As Hawks Gaming, of course, they're still in the lead by 1 point in terms of round count. They're going to be looking to extend this even farther. And Hoffen Esports, of course, they want to equalize nice and quickly to take the load off of their shoulders. And the Alibi being in play, of course, I don't really see... Oh, okay, never mind. Hexus, he's already on Pantry Stairs. He's going to be joined by the Blackbeard. That is triple right there. And this is a quick take on Pantry because they are very close to site. And I don't think... Okay, Lame has turned around. He might know now that there's somebody pushing from here as the drone is going to come out. The RD scanner comes out as well, which means the Jammer should be taken out. It will, with no risk to IQ for the time being. Shots are finally fired. Mute knows that there's somebody pushing from the Pantry Stairs. Now he's going to be peeking, from behind the bomb. And was that Doc? No, that wasn't. Somebody else was supporting him. Maybe not. Shots are fired. And oh, Hexus with the angle is going to take down Mute, and that's a quick take onto Kitchen. Is there anybody else inside? There is, but Crampton will get that kill as well, as now the take into site has been confirmed. The Valkyrie goes down as well. Hexus on a double kill. He'll be taken out by the Alibi coming back towards site, but the Alibi is taken out as well. It's now down to the last defender, and he has to go for the retake. That is Zotac, who is on the second floor. Astronomy completely caught unawares. Hoffen Esports too busy roaming and lurking with only 2 players inside of sight, not even watching the pantry entryway as Hawks Gaming has gotten the plant off. Zotac is going to get the first one. Dope Pop is off the board, but there's still 3 more operators that he has to cut through and a diffuser to counter. Will he be able to do it in time? No, he won't, as he'll be taken out on the red carpet hallway. Hawks Gaming with the quick take from pantry into kitchen is going to win round 4.
A quick, clean, precise execute on the side of Kitchen, which leads Team Hawks Gaming on a 3-point lead. And for Team Hoffen Gaming, Hoffen Esports, I mean, both of these teams starts with the letter H, man. I still get confused. Anyways, so as I was saying, for Team Hoffen Esports, they still have 2 rounds on defense, as we, after round 6, we'll be seeing a made. For Hoffen Esports, they still have 2 rounds of defense to hopefully get a win on, and they will decide to play on the site on Trophy and Statuary Room.
Definitely an interesting site to be playing on. Of course, Trophy Statuary has become pretty much the staple site of Villa, as the meta has progressed ever since Operation Parabellum in year 3, which is... oh, it just hit me. Year 3 is so long ago now. It's about to be 2 years since we had Operation Parabellum.
I still remember. Yeah, I mean, I used to remember. I used to play this game since Red Crow with an i3 processor and a GeForce 930M with 30 FPS. Now I'm playing with the PC. Man, memories, dude. It just goes away quite so fast. It just goes in the blink of an eye, right? I think
Absolutely.
yeah.
2 years have gone by since this map itself. Maestro and Alibi, the Evil Eyes, the Prismas, all of them joined us, and I gotta say, Parabellum was still one of the best operations in my memory. Of course, sound off in the chat, everybody. Which operation was your favorite in Rainbow Six Siege's extensive history now? As we're gonna be moving into round 5 ADS, but he's not gonna be too fussed about it. He's gonna be pulling back for the time being, waiting for drones or any attackers to jump in, and he just has to throw his canister. Hope the IQ's gone in. The drones have spotted him, and the IQ will get the kill. Finally, the smoke, the troublesome smoke, is gone as Hexus gets the kill onto Lockdown, but it's still a 3v4 that the attackers have to play, and Hogs Gaming are in a bit of a disadvantage right here, as there's somebody playing Bedroom Door from Trophy, and the long angle is being played by Killen, I believe that is, on the MP5K, the Womai. In the meanwhile, the IQ sitting inside a master bedroom. He's got this rotation down that, of course, was made by the defense. And what a shot from Games Room right there. Trophy Room. That is killing as it is down to a 4v1. All down to Dopo. Baskuntal drops Peroxide. The Jaeger will be seen, but no! The Nomad is going to miss those shots as Zotac will be given pretty much a free kill right there. Not even punished for how long he was standing here. And the Nomad will go down, unfortunately, as Hoffen Esports took round 5.
Well, things are just keep getting better and better with Hoffen Esports winning 2 rounds on defense, even though they did lose on the second round where Hawks Gaming eventually took that win against Hoffen Esports, where I believe it was Killen who was playing as Vamai on the site of Statuary Room. He was playing on the walk-in closet with 3 of the ADS. Still not quite working out. Playing Smoke eventually did worked out for him, staying there. Not only taking out 2 operators, but also taking out Monty, which is quite an important operator, especially when it comes to not only blocking the fires, blocking as in blocking the bullets, and also which gives the possibility for the attackers to plant the diffuser without having any problems here. Since taking him out gives Hoffen Esports a chance to get back up on their feet, as we see Team Hoffen Esports defending yet again from the games room. It is going to be quite an interesting one, and quite interestingly we see Dopo with the 6th pick using Nook instead. I mean, the sad part about it is for Nook, she still needs to be careful of Pulse's cardiac sensor, because the hell gadget that Nook has, she won't be able to, be cloaked in that, because Nook is an operator. She has a heart. She has a heartbeat. So without the heartbeat, how in the hell can you move forwards, backwards, shoot, left click and right click? So anyways, jokes aside, we are going to progress on to the action phase. A lot of hopes being kept up here from Hoffen Esports. They are not going to give up without a fight. And this would be their last round on defense. On the next round, we're going to see Hoffen Esports going on attack. So they need to make this point count. We see both of those deployable shields being placed. I believe one deployable shield being placed from the stairs, with the Killen on the first frag, taking out triple, an important one, because that is Maverick down. So that means they don't have to worry about the breaching torches being used from the walls, but they still need to worry about 2 hard breaches, Hibana and Thermite, which in fact is quite an important one. She'll be able to open up not only the walls of the reading room, but also the walls from the 90s, where I believe one operator is holding on to. Wow, a surprise attack from Zotac, as Hexes will be able to claim the life of Jaeger. A quite important one, as one of the roamers is down, eventually leading the man count equalized. Hexes still on the landing zone, hopefully trying to find 1 or 2 ops. He is quite close on the side. No one is playing on the side of games room, but there is one who is playing on vault and also on 1. He sees one, doesn't find the connect. However, eventually he has to fall back down. He still needs a bit of a droning from either Peroxide or Hexes himself to hopefully find out where the other operators' positions are. Meanwhile, we see Smoke using one of his gas canisters, and with that, a lot of time and I would say the attackers from Team Hawks Gaming are slowly creeping in on the side, even establishing their crossfire angles. Peroxide with the diffuser, he is actually waiting for one of those orbs to, hopefully get out so that he can be able to plant on the default without having no problems at all. But the problem is they don't have the control on the B side, which is Games Room. And with a lot of problems going on to even the time for Hawks Gaming, it's quite losing quite a lot. Crown Clown already less amount of HP, and Thermite immediately going out for the plant. Lame hoping to find one, but Hexes will be there to provide support to his teammate. C4 also misses. The diffuser has already been planted, and Hawks Gaming has successfully planted, while Team Hoffen Esports are still in danger. It's basically a 3v4 situation, and Dope Pope still alive, but immediately gets taken out by Kuntal, immediately leading to 3v3. Diffuser being planted, 20 seconds left. Kuntal will immediately take out Hexes. Will he finds the third? He doesn't. Thermite will eventually go for the refrag. We still see Goyo taking out Thatcher, and it now is just all down to Crown to Clown with just 5 HP remaining. Prone from the Goyo, immediately finds the head of Pulse, but Goyo will be there to immediately capitalize it. But he still has a lot of time. Does he have it?
Does he? So close.
Oh my goodness! Open Esports will eventually get the defuse right on time as a lockdown will confirms it. Wow! That was oh so close.
That was so close right there for Hoffen Esports, but they just won out by milliseconds, getting a round 6 in their favor. And now, of course, we're in round 7, which means the role swap is in play. Hoffen is going to be attacking while Hawks Gaming are going to be defending. And one thing I would definitely like to point out is the fact that while Thermite was planting, we saw, I believe it was the smoke going to try and deny him, but the Thermite had more than enough trust in the IQ who was holding from Red Stairs that he didn't shift even an inch. Even if he went down to 10 HP, he got the plant off. And the trust right there from Hawks Gaming is exactly why they almost won that out, but Hoffen just barely squeezing the round out for themselves. With that being said, Hawks Gaming are going to be going on the defensive right here, and this should definitely be an exciting game because 3-3 on roll swap means it's a roll swap of the truest sense. It's basically both teams are starting from 0. They have to learn how the other attacks and or defense, and they're going to have to try and make plays accordingly, improvise, adapt, and overcome as time goes on. And round 7, it's only a few more rounds to match point for either team, 3 rounds to be specific, and 4 rounds straight for victory. Both Hawks and Hoffen will be looking at that and thinking, all right, this is the final stretch, and we need to make this match our own. Otherwise, we will have done all this for nothing. And, I might be dramatizing it a little bit too much, but that is exactly what goes down in a voice comm of a tournament of this kind, a league structure of this kind, that is, where points and round differences matter so heavily on your place in the league table. Because you don't want to get demoted to the lower division, you want to be promoted to the higher division. And of course, for Division 3 teams, you absolutely do not want to be taken out completely from the tournament itself. You want to stay in, and you want to hopefully go for a Division 2 spot. With that, of course, the results of everything in Season 2 is a long way away. Once again, for all of our viewers at home, this is just Week 1 of Division 2 right here, which will, of course, go into Week 2 and 3 in due time. Killen? Not sure why he tried to shoot that drone, but he did. There's no Mozzie in play. So, interesting a little tidbit there from the Zofia, as we see the Ash, that is Z-Dux, going into master bedroom right here. A quick take into this room is going to give him a line of sight, and he sees the punch hole on the cabinet of Trophy, as Killen's going to take down Triple. That's a big kill, but he's on very low HP himself. The Bandit is off the board, but the Zofia, all any of the defenders need to do, is just get one bullet on her, and she will be off the board, or even a smoke canister, really. Either one works. In the meanwhile, The push into bedroom door has happened, but 2 ghoul mines to the shin of whoever that is will deter them from pushing any further, as Crown Clown gets lame, but will be traded back from Lockdown, who gets the kill onto him. The IQ taking out the castle. A 3v2 situation for Hawks Gaming to play in as they mount their first defensive round. It's all down to the last 3 defenders inside, and oh, what a shot from Zotac, taking down Dope Pop as Peroxide goes down as well. It's all down to the last defender, and that is Hexus playing inside a bedroom. He's coming around for the flank right here. He might just get one. He sees the IQ and he gets him. That's the first kill right there. It's down to a 1v3 situation for the smoke to play in. 2 gas canisters, a shotgun, and the SMG-11 in his hand as the plant is going down from Kuntal the Nomad. He has to try and deny, but will he be able to? Shots are fired, and the Zofe will tag him along. Shots are fired from the SMG-11 as well, as his position is given away inside of Astronomy. A smoke canister goes out. Machney is positioned to rotate, but no, the Ash will get the kill as Hoffen Esports will win round 7 off the back of Zotac, finally taking the kill for Smoke, onto Smoke, excuse me, and not even bothering with the goo mine caught in his shin right there, as round 7 goes to Hoffen Esports.
Well, Jack, I am quite clueless on what's going to go in because it's 3-3 equalized on the round. And with Hoffen Esports finally winning on their first attack on Statuary Room against Hawks Gaming, they still need to win 3 more points in order to get the win against Hawks Gaming. As we see Team Hawks Gaming going for the 6th pick of Castle to Pulse. And we are going to be seeing an Aviator Games Room site, which is quite, I would say, speechless for me, because I really don't know what's going to happen. Like, once you see Hawks Gaming making huge amount of plays thanks to Crown King and Triple, who've been playing oh so damn well, and on the other side of Hoffen Esports you have Zotac, you have Killen, you have Lockdown, not only providing great amount of clutches and also like oh so damn close. This can be one of the most so tight close matches that you're going to see in the matches on the entire Indian subcontinent matches, Jack. And I'm quite surprised to say it is going to be one hell of a blast. As we see Peroxide using his Nitro C4 to make a rotation hole, just because Peroxide uses the Vector instead of a TCSG. So a viable choice, but the problem is they only have one C4. That would be Hexus, who's going to be playing as Mozzie with his 3 Pest, hopefully to deny the drones being arrived rather than using it to his advantage. And I believe he's only playing right from the 90s and the 90 hallway, so that he can be able to take out the guys who are going to arrive from the stairs. But hopefully there is one more operator, I would say Peroxide, who's going to be playing from that hole. We see Closet in from Zofia being entered in, and Hexus being spotted. He's going to rotate back, hopefully doesn't get caught out from the crossfire that Zofia is going to arrive in, and he's going to be safely back without having no problems at all. And just like I was saying, I believe that is Dope Pope, who is playing as Verma. He's going to be using his deployable shield from the stairs to hopefully cover from the reading room. But we see Zotac hopefully trying to take out one, and Lockdown from below taking out Hexus, and Zotac on the other hand taking out Hexus. Oh my god, I wasn't saying it's Hexus, it's Triple. My god. I mean, that was quite quick, because I knew Lockdown uses his scanner to take out the guy who was holding using the scan. But meanwhile, we see Zotac on the other hand taking out Peroxide, and it's now down to only 2 operators, Dope Pope and Crown Clown. The utility denial gods to clutch this one out on a 2v5. Let's make it that 1v5, because now it's all down to Dope Pope, and Killen will be there to finally get that kill on. And with a lot of problems with Dope Pope have to deal on, with the diffuser being planted on the side of Games Room. He will eventually get the kill on Zotac, but only to get traded off from Lockdown, as they will immediately win round 8, as Hoffen Esports are not giving up.
Absolutely, a quick take from Hoffen Esports coming in from 90, taking the roam clear, excuse me, nice and quickly, and then pushing it aside with relentless force, going in to round 9, a 5-3 advantage for them, which means, of course, they are 1 round away from match point and 2 from victory. 2 rounds might not seem like much, but mind you, in Rainbow Six Siege, getting a 2-round victory is sometimes the difference between a a win and a loss, as we're going to be seeing the 6 pick come out from Dope Pope, go from the Elite Capcan into the Elite Smoke. Nice switch of operators right there. He has both the Elites. And as it were, both Capcan and Smoke Elites are some of the best cosmetics in the game, if you ask me. I know there's a lot of detractors from the Smoke Elite because of the fact that he wears a standard, jacket and jeans rather than something historical. A lot of people wanted the Plague Doctor outfit from him, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah,
But it's just not going to be what Ubisoft decides to give us. And with that being said, of course, Baba, what is your favorite Elite skin in the game?
I mean, didn't I already address it to you on the previous match that I actually like the Cav Elite skin?
I mean, obviously, a lot of people like
from the opposition, yes, Cav Elite, but my favorite would always be the first Elite skin which was released, that was IQ. Even though, Foxy did promise me that he would give me that, gift me the IQ's Elite skin, which he didn't. But let's just forget about it and just move on to action phase on round 9 with Hoffen Esports gaining the lead onto 5. And defending on Dining Room would be a huge challenging task for Team Hawks Gaming, and hopefully they're just hoping to get 1 point. I would say just making sure that they can put this to overtime as best as they can. We see Hexes roaming, hopefully to get out 1 or 2 operators from out by surprise. But it's quite not working well, because Hexes on the other hand, okay, never mind, he will immediately reverse Uno card by taking out Zotac, eventually keeping the hopes up alive from Helix. And whoa!
Hexes, where are you going? He's going to get the kill on the lockdown with a big run out on the balcony of Office right here. And that's another big kill. The Ash and the IQ are both down. And, oh boy.
Hexes, please, you need to calm down, but please. You've done so much for Team Hoffen Esports. I think you just need to take a break and have a sip of coffee here. With Hoffen Esports, both Ash and IQ down, Team Hoffen Esports needs to be dealing a lot of problem here with the Kuntal taking out a triple. But the risk is still at Raj, because Hexes is still alive with the C4 on his hand. Man, the double run out already made me shocked and dazed and confused. Already at I would say a 2-man disadvantage from Team Hoffen Esports. They still need to figure out a way to get into the site, hopefully plant on the site. He sees the head of Goyo, doesn't make a connect whatsoever. Killen going too much aggressive, finally ends up while Peroxide eventually baiting out Zofia. And now it's just Lame and Kuntal to hopefully get that one. Ooh, that's a great shot there from Lame, taking out Peroxide. But does it matter though, because they don't have that much enough of time. Hopefully, I'm guessing that they're not going to, go for the plant. I guess they're going to go for the frags instead. The Dope Pope seeing the head of Thermite. It doesn't matter though, because Crowned Clown on the other hand will immediately confirm the win, as Hawks Gaming will eventually win the site on defense of Dining.
The plays are real right here from the side of Hawks Gaming, winning round 9, making the scoreline 5-4, still in favor of Hoffen Esports, but it is just 1 round. That is the difference between both of these teams right here. And once again, that 1-round motif that Rainbow Six is so synonymous with, it's just that 1 round that can turn from a molehill into a mountain. Going into round 10, of course, Hogs Gaming want to equalize and go to match point themselves. And Hoffen, they sit 1 round away still from that same position. As Hawks Gaming, they, of course, their first priority is to equalize and keep themselves alive in this match. And with the pick of the Trophy Room defense going into round 10, that would, of course, be 1 step farther, because I would argue that Trophy Room is still one of the better defender sites on Villa. I mean, sure, I've known people, who are more favored towards Aviator, and some people who are more favored towards Kitchen. Both of those sites are just as viable, and pretty much all of Villa is a pretty fun map to play, and it's one of the better maps of Siege, in my honest opinion. Thank you very much. And
10 seconds to go.
It's up there, definitely. As we're going to be seeing Crown Clan go for a, he's going to cancel that second rotate. reinforcement. I lost the word there for a second. But of course, being the bandit, he's going to be putting down bandit batteries on Statutory's triple wall right here, going into bedroom.
Defender is exposed.
And with the castle in play, the castle, the Mozzie, the Legion, and the Jaeger, it's pretty much a standard set of operators being picked from Hawks to try and win this round for themselves, as a deployable cam comes out from Peroxide. Interesting play from the castle. That is, of course, a deployable cam put into Trophy that he'll be using for the time being. In terms of impacts, I believe Dope Pope, the Legion, is the only one with any, and we have two C4s, one from the Bandit and one from, of course, Hexus, the Mozzie. As in the meanwhile, Hoffen Esports, of course, they want to try and make this round their own, as they're going to be mounting the attack. But is that only one person out on the balcony by bedroom? It may just be, as looks like they're going to be going for a wide roam clear, maybe first floor push. Shots are going to be fired. That sounds like Z-Dux on the Ash, and indeed it is, as Crown Clown takes one. That's killing off the board, and that's a big kill right there. The Zofia goes down, but Crown Clown himself is low on HP, and that is in fact a kill from the red carpet stairs, and it's a big one. Zofia's lifeline would have been so useful for Hoffen Esports to play with, but that will be denied for the time being. In the meanwhile, we're going to be seeing the landing area being droned out for Hoffen. They want to try and get this roamer if they can, but they're not going to get any line of sight on whoever that was. Of course, the bandit is long gone, and a flashbang is going to find the Mozzie. Hexus is flashed so heavily as Z-Dex is going to make the play happen, pushing into bathroom, taking down the Mozzie, and that is another big play. Equalizes the man count, but with Crown Clown so low on HP, it might as well be a 3 versus... not really, it's still a 4v4. Just a little joke there. Oh, he just runs into the line of fire of Dope Pope, the Legion, from inside of Trophy, as Lockdown goes down as well, and Triple is the one to get that kill. Oh dear me, Lame nearly takes the head off of Kuntal himself, as the roamer inside of 90 hallway is being pushed, but no, the kill is confirmed, and Diffuser's drop is down to Thermite, who is gone, and Kuntal is the last one remaining. He's going to down the Peroxide, that is the castle, but he's the last man standing in a 1 versus 4 clutch situation for his team. He knows there's somebody pushing from the 90 hallway. He's going to rotate towards offices, but will he be able to get the remaining amounts of kills or the Diffuser down in the last 30 seconds of the round? Shots are fired, and the Legion will get the kill onto the Nomad, as Dope Pope will clean up on the last Hoffen Esports attacker. Even after getting the revive off, the plays are real from the Legion, as he confirms round 10 for Hawks Gaming, and the equalizer 5-5 in no one's favor.
5-5, Jack. Do you think it's going to go for overtime, or will Hawks Gaming be able to steal this one out? Because I'd definitely say this, Jack. Hawks Gaming is on a roll, especially Hexus with the Mozzie plays, going for a run out, not once, not twice, 3 times in a row, and he gets 2 kills from that. Can you imagine that, Jack? Just imagine Hexus going for a run out 3 times in a row. Like, I just can't emphasize it more. Let me just, take my breath. And I'm going to say this one loud. I'm just going to say this word out loud.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
times!
defused by attackers.
3 flippin' times! Hexus, my god, I'm not going to just say quite a long more, because this is getting way out of hand here. Like, one, we see a huge amount of runouts, then we see Z-Dux with the aggressive plays. Like, you just can't even literally imagine what's going to happen next, Jack. And I would love to say that this is quite interesting to watch. I mean, we did saw Ash going a heavily aggressive, push from the statuary room just to get, Crossfire killed from the Legion, who was holding from the games room. And luckily, I would say this, Jack, I am having one hell of a time here. This match is so damn great. Wow. Like, I have no words to, describe how great it is, man. Not only about the funniest part, but also how great that these guys would, go for the risk. It's like do or die situation, and they would do anything at their disposal to immediately get those kills. And that's exactly why Team Hawks Gaming and Hoffen's esports divisions are at risk. Because if they do lose, they have a higher possibility of them losing on to Division 3, which would be very, very sad for both of the teams. But eventually, we still has to decide what's going to happen here. As we proceed on to action phase, we see Dope Pope with the deployable shield of the Goyo. He has a good amount of protection thanks to his, I would say, his magnet systems, but the problem is with the drone being spotted out, Lockdown will immediately take out Dope Pope, eventually giving the site control to Lockdown. But he still needs to be careful though, because that deployable shield might cause Lockdown some trouble, so he's just going to decide to play right from below, hopefully to see one defender is opening the stairs. What just inconvenient there, because Triple HG was there to take out Lockdown, but Xerax will be there for the return fire. I mean, especially if you see the man count here, Hawks Gaming is quite having a bit of difficulty. Peroxide playing from the 90s angle, he still needs to be worried, the one who is coming from the stairs. I mean, I would say both of the stairs, red stairs as well as the main stairs. And with that, we see the attackers. I'm guessing they are going to drone it out. I'm guessing that would be Killen. He still has those 2 drones. He can be able to take it out. 1 drone has been taken out from Killen, but he doesn't know that 2 of the operators on attack from Team Hoffen Esports are still arriving from the 90s angle from the stairs, which in fact Peroxide still needs to be careful on. But time is running out. They still only have 1 minute left. They opened the walls on the games room, so they still need to be careful on the guy who's playing from the vault, as well as there's only one guy from the attack on vault. Peroxide taking out Zotac. I believe that was from the 90 stairs. Smoke canisters being deployed. And with that, the Hoffen Esports only has 40 seconds to go for the execute. With 2 angles for Hexis to worry about. He's going to throw his second smoke canisters to hopefully deny their push as best as they can. But Hoffen Esports don't have that much enough of time. They have to go for the push as best as they can. There are only 2 operators who is on the reading room. 1 flashbang being tossed out, doesn't find the connect whatsoever. Finds the guy who is droning, and eventually he will down one. Crowned Clown on the meanwhile taking out Lame. Killen on the other hand taking out Crowned Clown, with Kuntal being downed. Can go on the favor of Hawks Gaming, and there you have it, boys. Hawks Gaming is on a roll by winning out round 11 on the site on Games Room.
Absolutely well played from the side of Hawks Gaming to hold it down from inside of Vault and the site itself, as Hoffen were pushed to a corner, and unfortunately they could not push back. It is match point right here for Hawks Gaming, as they'll be selecting the dining room kitchen defense for themselves. It's going to be very, very interesting. As Baba Gusta asked me last round, are we going to see overtime? I would certainly love to see some overtime action right here from both of these teams.
You know,
because
Jack, as I remember, before that I said about being on the match point, I remember saying that Hexis made a run out 3 times.
Attackers need to
Okay,
locate
that was
and
kind of a
defuse
weird
as many
silence there.
bombs
Like,
as they
you know,
can.
sorry about that. I was
yeah.
water.
All right, yeah. I was trying to say something, then I went to tunnel vision mode. I was trying to say something, but in the end, that joke came out quite a bit bad. But anyways, let's just forget about the jokes about what I'm going to say and just proceed on how both of these teams are performing oh so damn well, with Hawks Gaming on towards on match point. Are we going to see Hexis make that run out yet again to take out 2 or 3 operators who were once holding the angle from the windows of Master Bedroom? I mean, I hope that Team Hoffen Esports might be able to, try to catch Hexis off guard.
Well,
But-
they'll certainly be very, very apprehensive of that exact run out from Hexis. He's, of course, playing the Mozzie once again. As, yeah, I'm pretty sure Hoffman are going to be looking at this thinking, all right, we do not need to be run out onto once again by some Australian,
Located by attackers.
mini Australian man, just running out wildly onto the balcony of officers. Let's just try and hold that down. Maybe put a claymore or an air jab, something, anything. And mind you, I did make a joke about Mozzie's height. I know he's a little insecure about it, but no harm, no foul, Mozzie. As X is already being challenged, and the shot comes in from the balcony right there, as Zotac will be the one to take him down, and that's a big first kill for the Ash, who was able to secure the fact that there will be no runouts from Hexus in this round. Just as I said, they want to hold down this door, and they definitely held it down nice and well. With that being said, he's going to be pushing up trophy room for the time being, and joining the rest of his attacker friends and the rest of Hoffen Esports on this roam clear. Actually, not even a roam clear, it's now down to them establishing vertical lines of sight, as Esports are coming out from the rest of the defensive team as well. I believe Peroxide, that is, are very low on HP, as there's a couple of defenders sitting inside of Memorial trying to stay away from the lines of sight that Hoffen are making for themselves. If Hoffen wins this, of course, this means that they will go into match point, well, counter match point, which means we'll be going into overtime because two teams can be on match point at the same time. Dope Pop in the meanwhile is going to be taking down Lockdown, and that's another big kill. The IQs on the board, as it is all down to these last 8 operators on the map to try and make a play happen for either of their teams. Minute 17 left on the clock as Dope Pop is going to go down. Kuntal gets that kill. The Nomad with an important frag right there, but oh, what a shot from Clown. The 2-tap onto Killin is going to deny the Zofia right there, and that's another big kill. He knows that there's somebody else pushing Laundry Door, but will he get the kill? Will that attacker peek? Doesn't look like it. There's droning happening from the side of Hoffen Esports. They want to make sure that before they make this push happen, they've got all the intel necessary to make the peaks and win the gunfights, as it is all down to this last set of operators in this last seconds of the round. In the meanwhile, Jaeger's on the top floor. Triple going for a flank right there. It is a 3v3 situation that they're playing in, and Memorial spawn room is being pushed, and the Ash is going to get the kill. The bandit's off as Zotac has made his way into the site. He might just get another kill. He is playing by the bomb, and the plan is going off by Lame as well. The Jaeger's got to make his way back inside as Peroxide is rotating out to the main red carpet hallway, but the doors are barricaded, which will give away their position as to where they're coming in from. Triple's gonna get the kill onto Kuntal. That's another big one, but they are playing in a post-point situation, which means they've got to make this quick. Otherwise, it'll go in Hoffen's favor as Zotac is gonna get that kill. He's gonna down the Triple, and that is the Jaeger off the board. It's all done to Goyo in a 1v2. He's being fired at from all angles as the Thermite and the Ash, both the FBI operators, are trying to find where this Goyo is playing. Ash from the rotate, the Thermite, excuse me, is gonna get the kill, and we will be moving into overtime right here. Lame pushing for the last kill, gets it as Hoffen Esports have equalized, which means, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready to rumble overtime on Villa?
Overtime indeed, Jack, and it's very, very... Oh, wow. I was about to say something. You thought I was going to say something, Jack, huh?
I mean,
I stopped at when I was about to say very, very, but hey, overtime, still no predictions on who's going to win out though, because both of these teams are giving at their damn best. And just like I said, taking out Hexus, and when I talked about two players, Hexus and Lame, if Lame didn't take out Hexus and Hexus would have been able to go for that and not take out, yet again 2 to 3 orbs, they could have just win the match immediately. But since that great adaptation of Hoffen Esports, immediately knowing what kind of plays that they're going to take, they would eventually lead it to overtime. And we are going to see Team Hawks Gaming defending on Trophy Room and the Statuary Room, in fact, with the Castle, who's going to be playing as Peroxide. Hopefully he's going to be using his Castle armor panel from the Statuary Room as well as the Trophy Room, so that they won't be able to, hold up an angle, which is which can be done from either from arriving from the 90s hallway. But still, it's still, I would say, they still have three more rounds to go to, because if Hawks Gaming still wins, Hoffen Esports have one last chance to hopefully get this back to overtime match point, and round 15 will be the final deciding factor to determine who will win this one out. And quite frankly, I am so damn excited to see who's going to win it out. And with that, we are going to proceed on to action phase. A lot of tension being brewing up between both of these players. I'm really hoping, I'm guessing even the viewers are also quite hyped up to see what's going to happen next. Will Hexus be able to make good plays, or if Zotac is going to make plays out of nowhere? With that, we're going to see a lot of silence, because I'm guessing the attackers from Team Hoffen Esports are hopefully using their drone, trying to, hopefully take out the aromas, which are going to be peroxide, I believe. No, it should be Crown the Clown who's going to be at the statuary room. Instead of making a rotation hole, they decide to stay around. Ooh, Kuntal almost getting killed from Clown Call with his pre-firing. He will yet live to see the light another day. With a lot of time, I'm not going to say a lot of time here, but it's just a lot of drone works. It's quite difficult to determine what's going to happen next, because we see Zotac opening up the walls right from below dining room, hopefully to caught one or two operators off guard. That would be Bandit, who was going to place his Bandit charges, who is actually using his Bandit charges, and he will succeed. His Lame still has one more exothermic charges to hopefully counter it out, but with Crown the Clown not even letting opportunities go by, Triple on the other hand taking out the Zotac, in which in fact that Bandit trick will eventually work out, just to get refract from none other than Lockdown.
Device planted.
With that, a lot of time being wasted around from the attackers. They only have 54 seconds left. Flashbangs being used just to make sure the Crown would be, blinded. Not to make sure that Bandit charges are going to be used, as the exothermic charge will successfully be opened up to open up the whole of the statuary room, immediately giving them access. But still, they still need to worry about Doc, who's going to be playing from the trophy room. Lame having the diffuser in hand, he still needs to be careful. Crown the Clown getting one kill from Lockdown. Kuntal on the other hand taking out Crown Clown yet again. That would be a definite refrag, and Dope Pope Hexes, the only two orbs from Team Hawks Gaming, still needs to figure it out. Dope Pope with the TCSG doesn't quite work out, with the Lame eventually taking both of the heads out of Dope Pope and Hexes, with Hoffen Esports winning round 13, which they are going to overtime match point.
What a play indeed, coming out from the side of Hoffen Gaming, making sure that 3v2 ending situation went in their favor, as it is an overtime match point for them. 7-6 in the favor of Hoffen Esports, but Hawks Gaming aren't out of this yet. They need one round to equalize, which will push for maximum overtime. Will we see that come in? Only time will tell. And not a lot of time either. Only the next 4 minutes of this round is where we'll get to see what both of these teams are bringing to the table. Hoffen are going to be on the defense this time, and they have selected Aviator and Games for their defense. We've seen them go here quite a lot, and they have managed to pull this site for themselves in more than one occasion. But will they be able to continue that trend? It's down to this round. A very, very important round for both of these teams, because Hawks Gaming, they need to win this to stay alive, and Hoffen, they need to win this to secure the match. It's such an important round. It's the hype's like green fuzzies, dude. I'm getting
Goosebumps? Goosebumps? I mean, you said you're getting goosebumps, right?
Yes.
True that, Jack, because it is overtime match point for Team Hoffen Esports. One little mistakes from Hawks Gaming will immediately determine the win for Hoffen Esports, because this side is in Games Room. We've seen Team Hoffen Esports winning on Games Room quite a lot of time. The only problem that they still need to, be careful is Killin, who was playing from the stairs, but decides that he would give that to someone else. Maybe, I guess, that would be Lockdown, who's going to be playing from the stairs, and Killin will decide to play the roaming game with the MP5. I mean, it's quite a good gun, though. I would definitely say that.
The MP5K is definitely one of the better guns in Rainbow Six. It's been in the exclusive ownership of Mute for so long, but now Wamai gets to share. And honestly, Mute these days is seeing more plays with a shotgun and SMG-11 than he is with his MP5K, as people have realized, oh wait, Mute has an SMG-11 now. Let's use that to completely turn close range fights into our backyard. As we're going to be seeing shots fired. Oh, okay, the IQ takes a lot of shots, but the turnaround from Hexes, he's going to take down Killin. What a 180 there from the IQ. He sees the shots coming out, and, well, oh dear me. While Hexes blames lag for his situation, Killin says that he's going to uninstall, and Oh, I'm pretty sure he's certainly not very happy about missing his shots on Hexus right there, as Kunta's going to take down triple to equalize the man count. Shots are being fired from the second floor right here. That is, of course, second floor trophy statutory area that the Roamer's playing on. And then meanwhile, Crown Clown on Zophie using the lifeline to try and get the deployable shields in 90 hallway. Probably got one, but isn't going to find the Jaeger anytime soon. The Jaeger's going for a lot of pre-fires right now. Zotac, of course, we know exactly how amazing his aim is, and he could make this game his own at any second for Hoffen Esports. Finally taking down the deployable cam, Crown Clown decides, all right, while I'm here, might as well do a little bit of utility denial for the side of the attackers. Shots are being fired everywhere around the map as droning is happening, as Dopo is going to take down Kuntal. That's a big one. The bandits off the board as smoke canisters from Lame are going to be denying the attacker's push. Zotac is going to trade with Crown Clown. That's not the best result for Hoffen Esports because they are now down one extra man, and it's a 3v2 for Hawks Gaming to play in. The IQ is playing below. She's trying to find defender utility or somebody on their cams as Goa is trying to contest that, but will he be able to? Probably not. 90 push is happening as Games Room is being pushed. The heartbeat goes in from the thermite from offices, and that is going to be another factor for Hoffen Esports to try and manage. Lame and Lockdown both are on full HP as Hexus and Dopop have taken a little bit of damage. We're down below past the 30-second mark, and it's all coming down to this. It's a 1v3 now. Lame, he's been spotted inside of Vault. He has to play here. It's now or never, and he'll be taken out by a shot from outside of offices. Peroxide taking down Lame will secure round 14 for Hawks Gaming, and we will be going into maximum overtime for Villa right here between the game of Hawks and Hoffen. Round 15 is in play, and Baba Gusta, I have to ask, how hyped are you for this last round of play on Villa?
Jack, we've been seeing a lot of plays, a lot of clutches, and also a lot of mistakes. But in the end, we are finally here, Jack. This is the final deciding factor to determine who's going to win. Is it going to be Hawks Gaming, Hexus, or the Hoffen Esports Zotac? The final deciding factor, and that side is going to be dining room, kitchen. Well, it's quite interesting because we see Hexus deciding to take Valkyrie instead of Mozzie, and we see a 6-pick being picked from Dopo where he's going to take Legion instead of Smoke. There you have it, Jack. The final moment that we've all been waiting for. Who is going to win it out? I have no clue. I mean, how about we going to take this 50-50, alright? I'm going to say Hawks Gaming is going to win. Blackjack, you say Hoffen Esports is going to win. Alright, it's a win-win situation, and we'll just head on to it as we still see all players are quite excited, and I'm
definitely gonna say one thing right there, Baba Gusta. With what you pulled right there, I have nothing nothing else to say other than yes, the negotiator. And
yes.
But with that being said, maximum overtime right here for both of these teams.
Maximum overtime indeed, Jack.
5 seconds to insertion.
Absolutely, and it is all down to this round for all the marbles, the entire cake, all of the metaphors that you can swing at any sentence, as we are going to be moving into action phase of round 15 right here. Hexus, of course, is playing the Valkyrie this time, not the Mozzie, and the site is first floor dining and kitchen, which is a site we've seen Hawks Gaming make quick takes on, and we have seen Hoffen Esports go for the post-plan victories on as well. We see the Vector making a few holes on that unreinforced top part of Dining Room's double wall, facing a laundry. Of course, that just is an area where the C4s can fly through safely with no problem whatsoever to take down anybody, maybe hard breaching, maybe trying to go for some peeks. Ooh, okay. The art studio door is slightly broken, and that is, there were a couple of operators there, but no peeks coming out from the defenders just yet. They just broke that to give a little bit of fear for Hoffen Esports to try and play around. You know, they've got that one extra angle to hold, and we are definitely going to be moving into a very interesting phase of play as the 2-minute mark has just passed. It's all down to this last stage in the game, and droning from Hoffen Esports is going to be paramount if they want to make the roam clear their own. Valkyrie goes for a little peek onto bedroom balcony. He's not going to find anybody because everybody is inside of the bedroom area for the time being, and it is all down to this. I keep saying that, but you know, it can't be overstated. As okay, the Valkyrie spotted on the drone. Kunta's going to be going for a lot of pre-firing with that AK, but he's not going to find anybody just yet. Hexus has moved into red stairs for the time being. He's going to be holding the angle onto the trophy door. but he knows that if Hoffen are playing the way they are, they're going to have moved out. In the meanwhile, Lockdown takes a lot of damage as well. The IQ is low on HP. Shots fired from the Valkyrie. He's going to give away his position and rotate back to the first floor. And a C4 comes out from the Valkyrie. He's going to connect. No, it's not. The C4, unfortunately, not doing a whole lot as Thermite is trying to go for a hard breach on the laundry wall. In the meanwhile, vertical lines of sight are being established by Hoffen Esports. They're trying to definitely get a few kills for themselves as Lame is going to try and open up the wall, the laundry wall. He's going to get the hard breach. It's breaking. It will break, in fact, as the Bandit was not there to deny it in time. Kunta's going to go down. In the meanwhile, Hex is getting that kill. That's a big kill. The Nomad's off the board. And that's the first kill for the defenders. As we are quickly approaching the 30-second mark, the IQ spotted out. But Lockdown will only take some damage, and he'll get the refrag onto Valkyrie off of the Nomad charge, as it is all down to a 4v4 right now. And Dopop's going to take down Zotac. That's another big kill. The Ashes on the board. Triple's going for the flank. Will he be able to find anybody on the top floor? He sees the IQ, does a lot of damage, gets the down. As Dopop takes down Killen, it's down to Lame. He's taking damage. The Thermite, the lone man outside of Laundry, as he goes for the peak, and the Legion will confirm as Hawks Gaming are your victors right here, winning round 15 off the back of some amazing roams and flanks from the side of Hawks, and they will take Villa 8-7 on maximum overtime.
Whew, that was one hell of a match there. Congratulations to Hawks Gaming. They've finally successfully won against Hoffen Esports, and also they've proved themselves worth on the test of endurance to prove that they are in it to win it. And that's the end of our second match here, Jack. How do you feel? Like, man, I've never felt so damn excited, Jack. That was like like there was more ups and downs, more plays out of nowhere, more clutches, and my god, I was blown. My mind is blown. Mindblown.gif.
Absolutely. And a close game indeed, and a very exciting overtime just on week 1, mind you. We're going to be moving into week 2 very shortly after, of course, Division 1 plays are done. But that is, again, a longer way away, because we've still got our third match of tonight, which is Virtual 5 Esports versus Instinct Esports, another match that promises to excite. So, with that being said, that has been it from me, your caster Blackjack, and my co-caster Baba Gusta, and our admin Fox, as we'll be taking a short break before we bring you the third game of tonight. Don't go anywhere, and stay tuned. Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD Black, the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege, powered by LG Ultragear, in association with ACT Fibernet, Zotac Gaming, and Games the Shop. I am your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host and co-caster, Baba Gusta, and our admin, Foxy, as we are here for the final game of Day 1 of Division 2, that is Instinct Esports versus Virtual 5 Esports. Excuse me, I accidentally hit my mic right there, as we'll be moving right into the ban phase. The first ban from the side of Virtual 5 Esports, the first attacker ban, is the Thatcher, as the map, of course, is a Clubhouse. And the second ban being, okay, Thermite. Looks like the original Heartbreach duo of Thatcher and Thermite are going to be completely taken off the board. As, looks like nobody really wants them in. Baba Gusta, how do you feel about the game we've got on hand?
Well, with the second match going oh so damn well, and I believe that this match is going to go damn well indeed, because Team Instinct
Wait a minute.
Esports have decided to ban Jaeger. What in God's name is happening, dude? I thought we are going to see an Echo and Valk ban, but since seeing a Jaeger ban, there is a higher possibility that Team Instinct Esports are going to go play Ying. And a lot of flashbangs. Just imagine the number of flashbang sounds, Candela sounds are going to be in the effect on the site, where the whole defenders are entirely clueless on what's going to happen. And just as I say it, Anaconda just immediately picks on taking Ying. And with that, we are going to see Team Virtual 5 Esports defending on gym and bedroom. That's quite unusual, though. It's quite unusual. It's very unusual.
Indeed, unusual it is, as we see the 6 picks come out. Solar Flare going on to the Maverick out of the Ash, and Kuskid out of the Kaid into the Castle. And mind you, the Jaeger ban was from Instinct Esports, who are on the attack, which means Virtual 5, while on the defense, they have the option to play the Womai when the Jaeger is banned, but they're not going to. They're bringing in the Goyo of Viper.
I just... Yeah, please go ahead. I'm really sorry. I was trying to say something, but since you are going in a sentence, please go on.
I mean, it's very interesting for sure, the fact that Virtual 5 are deciding not to play the Womai, because you still want somebody to deny any sort of projectiles on those castle barricades, right? Especially on the gym door. At the very least, stop two of Zophia's projectiles, maybe a flashbang or two. Even against Ying, Womai has some use, but Virtual 5 says, okay, nope, we've banned the Thatcher. Excuse me, they've banned. No, V5 were the ones who banned the Thatcher. Excuse me.
Both of them banned the Breacher brothers, alright?
Yeah, the Breacher brothers.
It's the Breacher brothers, Jack. It is so sad to see that both of them has had such good chemistry, and these guys just instantly destroyed that chemistry in between, and they decides to take Maverick and Hibana instead.
At the very least, you know, Thermite isn't having to play without his best buddy Thatcher, right? Thermite can sit back on the benches and
now you're making me depressed,
Jack.
Now you're making me depressed, alright?
With
I mean Thatcher and Thermite, alright, Jack? And looking at that ban is quite, depressing for the guys who've been playing competitive ranked for quite a long time. And with that, jokes aside, let's just head on in to the action phase. Yeah, please go ahead.
Royce with the mute, he's going to be sitting inside of Cash, using the deployable cams, Valve cams, whatever they have on board to get intel on where the attackers are pushing from. And I'm not sure if the main wall Heartbreach of Gym Bedroom has gone off yet, but V5 will be aware of what's happening right there, because, King is going to be taken out right there as Viper gets that kill. The Goyo with the Vector, so deadly right there. And that is the first kill of the match itself. Viper has drawn first blood, and that is the IQ of the board. A massive kill right there, as there was some potential for vertical play, or just in general, the RD scanner being deadly as it always is. And Instinct Esports will be aware of the loss that they've just incurred, and they're going to have to try and play around it. Viper's taking a little bit of damage himself, but the Goyo is still alive, and the Vector... never mind, he's not. Solar Flare is here to prove me wrong, as a grenade will absolutely delete Viper from the rest of this match, and that is the Goyo of the board. More shots are being fired in around... I think Candelas are going off. Yes, they are. The Candelas are flying from the Ying, as Pika is going to take down Mike. And the plant is going off from Anaconda. The Ying, as the rotation into logistics is made by the Mute. Royce, that's not a good rotation, excuse me. As Nani goes down, Solar Flare is gonna get the kill. Hibana takes on Mute, as Seth is gonna take on Royce, as it is all down to Kuskid right here, who's gonna be taken down by Pika as well. And with that being said, Instinct Esports with a very quick take on towards site are gonna take round 1.
I mean, what an unfortunate moment for Mute. Just to make a rotation from construction to logistics office, he just basically, I would like to say he outplayed himself. But at the end, that's basically what the problem that they need to deal with. With Instinct Esports winning on to Jim. The second round from Team Virtual 5 Esports have decided to stay on the site of Church and Arsenal Room, which has the highest win rate in it, it has the highest win rate when it comes to winning on a site like Church and Arsenal. It's quite interesting, though. I mean, yeah.
Attackers need to locate and
Almost
defuse
there. I
bombs.
almost forgot we didn't say the rosters here, so I'm just going to say it out loud. In the teams of Instinct Esports, we have Anaconda, Pikachuda, Solar Flare, King, and Seth. On the Virtual 5 rosters, we have Viper, Mike, Royce, Kuskid, and Nani. And yeah, with that rosters done, we are going to head on to round 2, where they're going to be defending on Basement Garage. We still have Vamai, who's going to be playing as Nani, and let's hope on first round they don't get blinded from either Ying's Candelas or from the flashbangs. So taking Vamai will be a good idea for Team Virtual 5 Esports to hopefully
Attackers are heading
get
out
them
to
back
defuse the
on
bomb.
track. We see deployable shield being placed there from the blue room. I'm hoping that it might quite work out from Vamai with the MP5K, the primary gun of the SMG. Not deciding to use the AUG of the assault rifle, which was preferably used for the IQ means. I mean, currently, first for the IQs they used to take the AUG, then second it was the Commando 9, and now they're using the infamous G8 LMG, which all you need is an angle grip and a holographic sight, and you've got yourself one hell of a weapon.
Absolutely, and the G8A1, as you said, ever since Amaru was introduced to the game, it found an angle grip, and it has been an absolutely amazing weapon ever since. We did hear a C4 god as King is going to go down, but the Wamai was going to go down as well. Anaconda with a shot on the Nani as Viper takes down one more. Solar Flare goes down, and that is the Maverick off the board. Viper with a triple. The man has gone insane right here as the Pika goes down to the SMG-11 as well. Anaconda's trying to push the blue stairs. He knows that there's somebody playing behind that big unit. He's going to fire some shots, but he's not going to connect for the time being, as the Kaid playing behind the unit instead of blue is going to be challenged for the time being. The smokes are being thrown in as Anaconda wants to secure his run into blue. He even throws in a Candela. The C4 comes in, actually all 3 Candelas, because Anaconda wants to make this play. He's going to go in, he's going to find the Kaid, the knife, the disrespect from the Ying is going to find Kuskit. He's going to also take on Royce. That's another big kill as Anaconda's on a triple himself, but inside the dirt is the smoke. Mike, who is also deadly for his team, as it's Viper. Both they say it's operating to the left. As Viper's gonna get the quad, the man is on track for the ace. As Ying is the last one remaining for the rest of his team. He's peeking dirt. He knows that there's a smoke there, and the smoke has to make a play happen. But Viper is still alive somewhere on the map. Not sure where the Mute is, but it's all down to Ying in a 1v2 clutch situation. He doesn't even have the diffuser, and there's 50 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time for him to play in, but will he be able to? Only time will tell. He's slowly pushing into Arsenal, trying to find the smoke inside of the dirt. That's his priority. Shots are fired, gives away his position. As he's pushing up at the smoke, will get the kill. As Mike, with the FMG of all things, is going to secure the last kill onto Ying, winning a virtual 5 round 2. And Viper. The man went off in that round.
That man just immediately went off to the next level, Jack. 4 kills from the blue stairs. Yes, I believe that was from the main stage in which they were trying to go on with the offensive without the help of Anaconda Ying. That was quite surprising to see, because when it comes to an execution, you have Ying with the Candelas. Just throw the Candelas, get in so that they can be able to get on the side. But unfortunately, Viper finding the weakness with the SMG-11, and that too in just one mag, taking out 3 guys is one hell of an achievement that Viper is going to be taking off with. And with that, we are going to see round 3, where Virtual 5 Esports is going to be defending on CCTV.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Oh dear, that's why we were caught on the loading screen. Pika has left the game. Unfortunate for Instinct Esports, they have just lost a man. And unless they go for a rehost right now, oh, there we go. The rehost request is in. And are we
able to go for the rehost though?
Covered the bomb
Are we?
diffuser.
I think we.
I mean, I guess we do have to go for the rehost here because I mean it's still in the prep phase, so the player has the opportunity to go for the rehost. So
10
this will
seconds left.
eventually go for the rehost with 1-2-1 Instinct Esports and Virtual 5 Esports. And guys,
5 seconds left
don't go
before
anywhere.
insertion.
We'll be right back after this rehost comes to an end.
No wonder. Because Viper was going off. Dude got a 4K with the SMG, and we're just sitting here spectating Ying. You okay?
अरे what happened? क्या हुआ? Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are back after the rehost of Instinct Esports and Virtual 5 Esports, and we are back with the third round where Team Virtual 5 Esports are going to be defending on CCTV Room and Cash Room. I'm Baba Gusta. With me, I have Blackjack. So, without further ado, let us begin after the rehost with a lot of six pick being used from both of these teams, as Twitch has been six pick to Maverick and Goyo has been six picked to Warden. Quite. I wouldn't say interesting,
Attackers need
but
to locate and defuse bombs.
since Warden is quite required due to the fact that Jaeger has been banned.
You don't see that every day, do you?
I mean, you don't see that every day. I mean, I've seen a lot of bans on defense where they always, ban the ones which is recently recently released ops. So if Kali has been released, they would immediately ban Kali or Vamai. But banning Jaeger is quite an unusual one. But with the Vamai being, sorry, not Vamai, I would say Warden being the also dominant when it comes to seeing through smokes and also seeing has the he's basically immune to flashbangs. So
I concur with you actually. Like Wamai is very good to counter flashbangs and smokes and Ying's Candelas and all that stuff. I wouldn't exactly use the word dominant though, when it comes to Warden. Sure, he's seen a rise in pick rate recently with the fact that Ying was buffed and then one Candela was taken away, but she still has her smokes. So, the attacker meta has shifted to something a little smoke heavy. But he's still not entirely the best operator. He's not as terrible as he used to be, even though he hasn't been touched at all from Ubisoft.
I mean,
That is quite interesting. It's how the operators have interactions with each other. Just the fact that one symbol change to Ying is exactly what makes Warden a lot more viable than he used to be. And I'm pretty sure, of course, Ubisoft are in the back of the game. Okay, guys, we did it. Warden, useless Warden is no more. But, if anybody plays casual Rainbow Six as much as I do, I can tell you for a fact that Warden is still just as laughed upon as he used to be before these patches.
I mean, it's maybe because he's a 2 armor 2 speed operator, so most probably they would prefer Warden to be staying on the site but not, decides to roam, as we see deployable shield being opened from none other than Zophia's impact needs. Taking out one deployable shield will immediately decrease Viper's HP to 50 as we see the rains of Candelas being thrown from the site as all of the defenders are oh so damn blinded that they don't even know that Solar Flare is already inside the CCTV room. Cascade with the first flank taking out Anaconda, King and Seth on the meanwhile teaming together to take out Danny and Mike. The heavy aggression from Solar Flare taking out Viper. Cascade on the other hand taking out another kill from Seth. C4, oh my lord, I can't believe he just survived from that heavy C4. Kaid goes down, and now it's all down to Royce, and Royce will immediately get down after a huge aggressive phase as Instinct Esports prove to emerge victorious as they will win round 3. A quick... That was quick.
A round, indeed. Yeah, the fast round right there with the Candelas facilitating the rush into site, which then ended up being a scramble to get all the defender attacker heads as you could. And with that being said, of course, it is 2-1 in favor of Instinct Esports. We're going to be seeing the Warden once again, but this time from Mike, as the last time we saw the Warden, unfortunately, that was a little bit of a misplay where he wasn't manning the front lines, even if his deployable shield was, taken out. He would have been vulnerable if he did go for it, but with Ying's flashes going off, the attackers had to take a step back and wait for the flashes to be gone, and that is where Warden could have played the best role possible. With that being said, of course, that was just a what-if scenario Warden could have had in the last round, which is history now, and we're going to be moving into round 4 once again on CCTV from the side of Virtual 5's defense right here.
Like, I can imagine when Ying's Candelas arrive at the site of CCTV, everyone got blinded, and you see those white screen, na? It's like each and every players are visiting their flashbacks of their previous self and feel like, wow, I used to, be such a great player on Rainbow Six Siege. Then Ying arrived and just ruined everything from me. But let's hope from Team Virtual 5 Esports with a little bit of help after, round 6 comes to an end, we're going to see a role swap being made. We're going to see how well Team Virtual 5 is going to, play on attack, knowing for the fact that Jaeger is banned and Ying is still on the play. As I recall from the previous match, we did saw Warden with the deployable shield, but this time he has the C4, which he can be able to, take out the attackers who are planting default on the site of CCTV, and it could be a huge, and I would say a devastating weapon. So with Kuskid, I mean, for a moment there I thought Kuskid had a C4, but instead he is using a breach charge. Sorry, not a breach charge. Barbed wire. The bees, dude. The bees, what can you say? I mean, Blackbeard, barbed wires, breaching charges, everything starts with the letter B, dude. And look at that. Already Maverick displaying his skills of opening the breach, opening the wall through his breaching torch. Sophia will eventually open up the wall, which was in CCTV. Then now all it just remains is Anaconda's Reign of Terror, aka his Candela, to just throw in. And, the only thing that they do need to worry about is the Warden who is holding from the CCTV room. As we see a Nanny, knowing that there is one drone being situated from the catwalk, maybe he can be able to take it out. But he still needs to remember that Royce is also there to provide cover from Nanny. Warden using his glasses to hopefully try to, get immunity from those flashbangs. And as I recall, the attackers are going for a push on the cash window. The cash room, in which cash room door, where all 4 operators on attack are in the construction. Good amount of damage being made, but Solar Flare on the other hand taking out Mike, and Nanny taking out Anaconda. You still need to be careful because the diffuser is down on CCTV. Capitao on the other hand holding an angle from the window of the CCTV as Solar Flare will get yet another kill. A C4 on the other hand taking out King. Kid with an immediate follow-up by trying to down a guy from CCTV. Seth taking out Royce. That's a lot of bodies being dropped. But still, we see a defender hoping to go for a wake-up call, but Kuskid on the other hand will immediately confirm the kill by taking out Pika. And with that, the man count is immediately stabilized. Nanny hoping to find a kill, but he still needs to be careful because Solar Flare is slowly creeping up and immediately gets taken out from Nanny. Natural 5 Esports is not giving up just yet thanks to Nanny's so great prediction and so great accuracy with his MP5 submachine gun, and which gives the win for Virtual 5 Esports, the win that they required. And with that, with 2 points equalizing the route from both of them, we are going to see a basement church being played from Team Virtual 5 Esports.
Basement Church, it is coming out from the defending team as looks like they're gonna try and employ Amira as well. And Anaconda once again, he's on the Ying. He's just been maining the operator every single round he can. Oh, looks like we're gonna be having the Warden instead of Ying as Viper is going to confirm that 6-pick any second now. Time is going to make him confirm that. Anyway, he's just making sure he has the right loadout. And there we go. Church Arsenal in play for round 5 for the side of Virtual 5 Esports. The score is equalized on 2-2. And it's down to both of these teams how they proceed. We are 2 runs away from the roll swap right here. And the roll swap is going to be a big one. Is it going to be a 4-2 for either of Instinct or Virtual 5? Or will it be a 3-3, meaning the roll swap would be a roll swap of the truest sense? Only time will tell. We're going to see Mike once again on the mute. He was also instrumental the last time Virtual 5 went for the church hold, and he's going to be also instrumental once again with the shotgun and the SMG-11. And just pausing right there to make sure that he doesn't take Wamai's head off with the shotgun while making the rotate. We've seen people make this mistake before. And
countless number of times, Jack. Countless number of times you see, just by making a rotation hole from, mute to shotgun. We already did saw an example here in this tournament itself where he actually accidentally TKs a teammate just to make a rotation hole. That was quite sad to see that, huh?
It certainly was. It certainly was hilariously sad, mind you. It's always funny in the caster seat. It's all fun and games until the team kill happens, as they say. And then we're all going to be moving into a very, very sticky silence for a few minutes. But with that being said, we're going to move back, into the action phase of round 5 right now, as the kitchen hatch has been successfully opened, and Royce playing below on Arsenal with the Goyo, the Vector, and the Nitrocell is going to be what tries to stop the hatch drop, or, a Nitrocell denial for Instinct Esports to try and take care of. We've already got Capital on the first floor, that is kitchen. He's got his crossbow, and we've got Mike once again playing the main stairs. He's going to find Maverick, and once again, Mike with the SMG-11 on the main stairs. The man is completely unstoppable half the time, and the Capital is going to be peeking. He's not going to see. Oh, for me, Ying's Candela is what saves Mike, but no, he's going to go down finally, as King will take Royce as well. Anaconda was the one making the push on the main stairs right there, and he's already inside of utility as the shots are fired. Viper with the bullet holes onto Anaconda takes out the Ying. That's a big play right there, as the diffuser was dropped right there and then inside of Moto as well. The plays are real, as he's approaching the 1 minute 20 mark left in the round. We've still got Nanny left inside of dirt. Nobody's pushing the dirt tunnel situation for him to be worried about it just yet, as Warden sitting inside of utility has proved to be the one that triumphs over the Ying. Anaconda is off the board once again. Solo for the Maverick is also gone, which means potentially no hard breaching on the church main wall. Kaid is still sitting here. He doesn't have an electric claw, mind you, but he doesn't need an electric claw to deny any attackers. He's got a C4. I think he has anyway. Warden definitely has his, and Nani, of course, he's probably... Oh, okay, never mind. Kuskit is running the barbed wire. Oh, he gets taken out as well. From where, though? Inside of Arsenal, as King is on a spree, and it's all down to a 3v2 situation. Warden is down as well, as Wamai is also gonna go down, excuse me. And, it's just all crumbling down for the side of V5 on that defense. And Instinct Esports take round 5.
I mean, here's the thing, Jack. Like, we always gets confused. You wanna know why? Because we have a lot of repetitive ops. Wamai, Warden, Instinct Esports, Virtual 5 Esports. So, I mean, it's a lot of repetitive words for us. And sometimes when we try to say it's either Wamai or Warden, we always still get confused. So it is quite tough for us.
I mean, either that's what you mentioned right there, a little bit of wordplay, or the fact that my hunger is finally getting to me. Either one of the two.
I mean, it's the same thing. Even the hunger is getting into me, but still, the match is quite interesting. So, even though I'm still hungry, I am still, hyped up, dude. I'm completely hyped up, because if this was round 6, Instant Esports would have been already down to 6-0, and they would have been to match point. And since this is the last point for both of these teams before the roll stop, this will be their final opportunity for Anaconda to prove his worth by playing Ying with 3 of her Candelas and 2 smoke grenades to make some kind of a beautiful play, while Mike, on the other hand, is denying those plays, especially from those stairs, with an also great SMG-11 plays being made from those walls. And we see Viper with the charm of Kickstar.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I mean, he's my favorite caster after all, but also I actually do like Intero as well. I mean, Intero charm.
I mean, yeah, it is Intero and Kickstar for a reason, right? They are.
Yeah.
So, oh boy, they are casters to be envious of, I tell you.
I mean, they're basically the legends of the
casting scene. Yeah.
The casting scene community. I'm so, I'm all out of words, all right? They're one of the most greatest legendary casters of all in the history of Siege community, and without them it wouldn't have been, it wouldn't have been that grand on the road to SI 2020. So, yep. Team Instinct Esports are going to attack on the site of Basement Church, and instead of using the X-Kairos village to open up the walls on the hatch, they'll decide to try to open up on the church. Viper, on the other hand, taking out Anaconda, ending the reign of Ying's Candelas, as Viper was there to provide support for their team. Still, they still need to be careful on the roamers here, as we see Thermite going on to the artificial. Wait, a nade being thrown. My bad. That was Maverick there who's going to be playing. He's going to whip out his SMG and eventually takes out the life of Solar Fair, getting a double kill. Still needs to be careful. What is going on? Viper with the triple kill just to get fragged out from Seth, who was in logistic office with his own rotation hole from Viper, which was being made there. And they still needs to be careful here because Cuskid is still on near the jacuzzi wall of bedroom hallway. He knows that there is still one more to operate. He sees the head, doesn't find the connect whatsoever, goes for a lot of shots, but in the end, Pika will emerge victorious, but he still needs a point to win here as he is also low on HP. Both of them, mind you, because Seth is already on 10 HP and Pika on just 3 HP. And just to take out 2 of the orbs on defense, there still needs to be just to take out 2 of the Romos on defense. Instinct Esport had to trade out 3 of their lives, and time is quickly running out for Team Instinct Esports, and looks like they're going to be arriving at the blue stairs, in which Nani is holding on to the site here with the deployable shield. A lot of I would say magnets being placed up. Pika using the hatch, which was already open, hopefully to try to take out 1 or 2 ops by surprise. Hibana still has her, I would say, her drone to hopefully, you can get good amount of intel with just 1 single drone here, but the problem is the time is what makes a lot of problem here, and eventually Mike taking out the life of Pika. It's all down to Seth. He will get 1 more kill, though he still needs to find 2 more just to get shotgun in the head from Mike, as they will immediately win the round on defense on Church for Team Virtual 5 Esports, and that would be it on the attack, as we are going to see a role swap being made, as Instinct Esport is going to be the one who's going to be defending, and I believe they're going to be defending on basement. Never mind, they're going to be defending on gym and bedroom, equalizing the round, and still we have no clue on who's going to win it out.
Absolutely. Once again, an equalizer on the roll swap, round 7 right here, and which makes it a roll swap of the truest sense. Both teams are effectively starting out from scratch with a new updated objective parameter, which is to win 4 more rounds for the victory. We're going to see Pika go for the 6 pick out of the castle, into the castle out of the Legion, and we're going to be seeing the gym bedroom defense come out from them. The Mira is in play as well, as Nova might. Once again, nobody's going to be denying any Zofia lifelines or grenades, or I mean, nothing can deny the sledgehammer. It's one of the most analog things in the game, the most basic thing. Like Sledge looks at his operator friends. He looks at Zofia with their fancy grenade launcher. He looks at Ash with another launcher. He looks at Thermite with a fancy breaching device, and he just thinks, I just have a hammer. That's all I need. That's all he needs. That's all he needs.
Hammer time.
Absolutely.
I mean, that quote "hammer time" has been used in so many other games, so many games. I mean, there is one which says, there is a song which called as "Stop Hammer Time," and then there is a second one. I'm guessing it was from a game called Overwatch, where Reinhardt screams and says, "It's hammer time."
Okay.
I mean, yeah,
they do exist. Lots of hammers. Hammers are one of the, weirdly enough, one of the more loved things in the world, even though they can be used for quite a lot of harm. It's just as Sledge, Coming back to the operator in the game right here.
Yeah, true that.
Oh, there's somebody reinforcing the double warrior behind you. Viper, come on. He's got to make this peek happen. He does. He finds the Jaeger. Finally, Pika goes down, caught reinforcing, and droned out and taken out accordingly, as Thermite is going to be busy breaking. Not Thermite, excuse me, because it is the Maverick. He's going to be busy breaking the wall of, the single wall of construction, I believe. And not really sure what he's doing. He goes up to the roof. He hasn't actually tried to completely break open that wall, so Sledge will be the only one inside of Cash for the time being, as a breacher is going to break open logistics hatch for now. Meal Jammer is not going to stop the drone of Kuskit from getting in to the hallway. He's going to see that the Mira is in play, and he's going to have to be very, very careful going forward. Yes. Oh, the Hibana as well. It's all there. Nope, he just made that little tiny area that he could use to take out the Jammer, and Hibana will be breaching the rest of that wall of gym bedroom. In the meanwhile, Sledge is already there, breaking down castle barricades left, right, and center, as more droning is going to happen from the side of Instinct Esports, and Virtual 5 Esports, and they need to make sure they know exactly where the defenders are to get the kills that they need to secure the round. Shots are going to be fired, but Zofi's not going to connect on anybody just yet. It is still a 4v5 in play, but it's the time that V5 has to manage very, very well right here. If they don't, they'll be facing down the barrel, and they might not come out of this round in full force. King, in the meanwhile, on the main stairs is going to be taking a lot of intel. He sees whoever's on main stairs, but no, he will lose that fight to Capitao. As another one did go down. Seth, that is the Mira as well, is down. It's a 2v5 right now, all down to Anaconda and Solar Flare. Anaconda peeking construction. He's going to be taken down from the windows. Not really sure what that happened. And Nani, actually, from inside a gym window, is going to get a 2K to finish off the round as he takes down the Bandit inside a bathroom. And with that being said, a flawless round coming out from the side of Virtual 5 on their first attack round. They take round 7 and take the lead 4-3.
I mean, Virtual 5 Esports proved their worth by not even taking the Operator Ying, and with that heavy grade aggression which Sledge made with the SMG-11, properly taking out, I would say, the roamer. I believe it was King, who was playing as Wamai, and in the construction room where he picked him off by surprise. And with that, Virtual 5 Esports gaining just a 1-point lead. They still have 3 more points to go to emerge on their victor, as we see Instinct Esports is going to be defending on CCTV room, cash room. And this time we are not going to be able to see a Ying being picked
Defenders,
on
protect your
Team
bombs
Virtual
from
5
being
Esports,
defused by
as
attackers.
Solar Fair will decide to be using Wamai. That might cause a little bit of problems because, you know, Warden has a C4. Warden has a C4 and a gadget which can be able to, which is immune to flashbangs and smoke grenades, but still, we still have Anaconda with the black eye cams. We still have good intel. We have, a little bit of traps. Just like as you said, Jack, playing
10 seconds remaining.
Warden might have its own advantages and disadvantages, and that main disadvantages would be that he doesn't have that much of great utilities to either deny the walls being opened up or, eventually slowing the attacker's push to arrive, and that's what Warden lack. He only, he can only see through and gets, he only can get the upper advantage from gadgets like smoke and flashbangs, but other than that, it's not going to work out here. So yeah, I'm just going to speak less rants about Warden as we progress on to the action phase with Virtual 5 Esports on a 1-point lead. I hope that they're going to be winning out the second time yet again on CCTV, as we see Cascade. I'm guessing he's going to be opening up the walls. No, never mind. That would be Hibana with his X-Kairos pellets, hopefully to open it up. No, never mind. I'm actually seeing Sledge opening up the soft wall first, so that then and only then Maverick can be able to open up a wall here, I believe. Or is he going to be opening up the construction wall instead?
No, he's definitely going for it.
He's definitely going to open it up because, first you open up the soft wall so that Maverick would be able to, open it up quite easily. C4 being thrown, but doesn't quite connect whatsoever, and look at that. One soft breacher being thrown. We see Wamai's nade. He eventually takes it out. Meanwhile, we see King with the AUG taking out Mike. As already Capitao off the board. No more smokes and firebolts being used from here, as a Seth will eventually take out Viper. 2 of those frag operators gone. Viper and Mike off the board. They still need to be careful around here. As Cascade finally opening up the walls on CCTV, but he still has a lot of work to be done. With Royce having the diffuser, Seth will immediately take out Cascade, who was, I believe, playing on the catwalk of Garage. He still needs to be careful though, because Doc is playing right from the windows, and he'll immediately get taken out from none other than King with the AUG, and that too with the Bartlett University skin there. Meanwhile, we see Nani taking out a Pika and also Solar Flare, and eventually gets a double kill. But the problem is he still needs to find 3 more, and with a lot of Legion Dumas being tossed around, they do know where exactly Nani's location is. Goes for the heavy aggression from Valk, eventually just to get knifed out, as Team Instinct Esports are going to win on defense CCTV on round 8.
The game is definitely coming quite close from both of these teams right here. Instinct winning round 8, equalizing the score once again, 4-4 in no one's favor. going in to round 9. Actually, seeing the scoreline right here, it makes me think that we might see an overtime situation come out once again on this last match of Day 2 of Division 2, that is, for Season 2 of WWE Black the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege. But are we going to? Of course, both of these teams want to make sure they win, and to do that, they have to keep equalizing and taking the lead, or at the very least, making sure that the enemy team isn't allowed to get away with too many rounds. With that being said, we're going to see Anaconda go for the 6-pick into the Kaid out of the Ella, and the site is going to be Basement Church.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Basement Church in play. We have the Mira once again. Seth playing that Spanish operator, and there's no Ying, actually, now that I think about it, from the side of V5 Esports. Looks like they don't want to play the Ying, even though they know that with the Jaeger ban, Ying will definitely be a pick that scares the living daylights out of Instinct Esports, if executed correctly, that is. Now, again, there's a lot of what-ifs involved with playing Ying. The execution has to be quite well done. There's got to be a lot of running, and oh dear me, solar flare. Oh, the lag from the man. He just teleports through the door instead, and finally barricading it out, as we see Kaid making a few areas that he can use to impact track any Hibana pellets that are going to be on the kitchen hatch. That is, of course, one of the more standard tricks of playing inside of Arsenal. And a lot of things a lot of people do, of course, as he's going to be deploying his electric claws to deny Hibana for the time being as well. But of course, we have Kuskit once again on the Maverick. He's also good with that blowtorch on that operator. And Maverick as well, he's just so good as an operator. He can, make breaches, in a lot of areas that other hard breachers wouldn't normally be able to. Or, if you want a sneaky entryway into the site itself. Speaking of Maverick, he's going to make some lines of sight right here on the construction site wall into dirt. And he's going to drone it ahead for himself to make sure that whoever's in blue is spotted. That is the Kaid, of course, with the TCSG. And Kuskit is going to be going for the entryway breach right here. Nice and quickly, as the Zofia is going to be giving him cover. Not just through guns, of course, through drones as well. Oh, one tap from Anaconda is going to find Nani, and he's going to rotate back towards site, all happy because he got that to Zofia. Oh, he was just deleted right there off the map entirely. And oh man, Nani's not going to be all too happy about that. Kuskit, in the meanwhile, he has a friendly drone for him that's droning in ahead of him inside of dirt. He's going to know that there's nobody inside of dirt for the time being, as the Kaid is probably way back at the dirt door area. No, he's actually pushed back in, trying to find another kill for himself. Kuskit knows that he's playing there. In the meanwhile, King is taking a bit of damage, so is Viper. So there's another fight going on the other end of the map. Kaid's TCSG will finally find the other drone that was spotting him for so long, and the peaks will happen, but only the Kaid will take any damage whatsoever. He's going to try and keep firing as the grenades come out from Maverick, but he's not going to find anybody. Maverick's going to go for the push, but the TCSG will not win. Maverick will be the one to get away from that, as Kuskit, 1 HP on the man, is going to leave him alive for the time being. The man count is, of course, equalized, but with Kuskit on so low HP, he could be the first one to go down when the push does happen. 50 seconds and less left in the round for the side of the attackers as V5. They need to manage the time. They've taken a lot of it out for roam clearing, and still King is on the first floor with the pulse right here. The cardiac scanner is in play, but it won't be for too long as Royce gets King, and that is the pulse of the board. And the plant is actually going off. Now that I look at it, Mike has the plant off. As Viper's going to take down Pika. Solo can take down Kuskit in the meanwhile, but no, the bandit is just running away as it's a 1v3 all of a sudden. All down to Seth to try and play in. He knows where the Capita is playing, but will he be able to get the kill? The C4 comes out. Will it connect? Yes, it will. Mike goes down as there's another operator inside of dirt. And the Mira knows that. He's going to try and get him, but he won't be able to. It's Viper and Royce. They have to protect the diffuser at all costs. As Seth is trying to play in and around side to maybe go for a counter defuse if he can. He's right on the diffuser, and the Hibana's above. She'll see where the Mira is playing, but not quite get the kill just yet. He's going to bait the counter defuse right now to try and get the Mira to drop, but the the Hibana is playing vertical very well. He's going to go for the counter defuse, but he's out of time completely. And there we go. The attackers will clean up on the final defender inside of sight. Royce will get the kill, and Virtual 5 will win round 9.
Well, Jack, if you see the whole match history on both these teams, Instant Esports and Virtual 5 Esports, they haven't successfully defended on Gym, both of them. They've only successfully defended on CCTV and Garage, in which both of them did win on attack only on CCTV, not on Garage. Why am I saying Garage? It's not Garage, it's Church and Arsenal. You always get confused no matter what, Jack. You know, right?
Certainly, confusion is one of the names of Rainbow Six as the game. And it's just one of those things people have to be aware of moving into. Us as casters as well, we can get confused at times when we're casting big games like these, We had an overtime round just now between Hawks Gaming and Hoffen Esports, and the victor of that was Hawks, of course. And this one, it's already in round 10 between Instinct Esports and Virtual 5 Esports, which could result in yet another overtime. Am I excited to see it? Absolutely. Would I also want to have dinner? Most certainly. But, you can't have everything in life, and the casting comes first, definitely, from the bottom of my heart. As we're going to be moving into round 10 right here, going into Church Arsenal once again from the side of the defensive team of Instinct. They really want to win this game, win this site, excuse me, as the King is playing the Pulse this time around. He was playing the Pulse last round as well, but couldn't play him to any insane effect. He'll be looking to rectify that this round. And speaking of Pulse plays, of course, anybody who remembers Division 1 knows that Skishima Goat for Stack was certainly an impressive Pulse player. Right here in Clubhouse, he even got an ace and a 4K on another day. So, Pulse is certainly an operator to be feared when it comes to Church Arsenal's defense, especially when you're playing against the Pulse. In the meanwhile, Anaconda's going to make his way to dirt once again. He's going to try and find another one-tap that he had the last round. Will Nani be the victim of that again? Or will it be somebody else? Or will it be the Kite himself who falls for it? Only time will tell. Kuska is going to go for the breach once again. Of course, the Maverick doing Maverick things, as the drones will spot the Kite playing inside of dirt.
Nice and quiet.
And once again, he's going to make those Picos, maybe not. He's waiting for the Zofia to get out of the way, maybe. And Zofia will eventually find cover. As the Picos are being made, Kite's going to see those and he's going to think, all right, they're making the same lines of sight. As King with a C4 is going to take down Viper. That's the sledge on the board, and that's a big kill because that's a lot of vertical lines of sight that could have been established from the side of the defenders that have just been denied entirely. In the meanwhile, Maverick's going to finish up that little breach that he's making in the dirt wall, as Anaconda's actually taking a little bit of damage, but Seth will take down Nanny this time from the mid-stairs window of the main stairs from bedroom. Oh, that's a long angle indeed, being held by the visual, and a big kill right there. The Zofia's on the board. It's all down to Kuskid, Royce, and Mike to make a play happen for Virtual 5. Will they be able to? Maybe or maybe not. It's a 3 versus 5 to be playing in. Anaconda's on half HP, mind you, so that could be something that works out there in V5's favor. In the meanwhile, we see Mike rotating down the main stairs, a drone ahead of him to make sure that he's not going to be peeked the instant he breaks the door and goes for it, and Kuska's making his way up from dirt. But of course, dirt and main stairs are exactly where Instinct Esports are expecting the push to come in from, as we have just crossed the 60-second mark left in the round. Dirt door into side is going to be opened, as some vertical lines of sight are still in play here. Hibana is going to be using those. That is Royce, of course, the man with the diffuser. Shots being fired in around dirt, but no one's going to find anybody for the time being. And it's all down to these last 8 operators in the map to make some plays happen. Solar's going to find Royce. That's a big one. That's a diffuser dropped as well. And Mike's going to find Anaconda. That's another big one. The bandit will go down to Kuskin. He's pushed in, but the pulse is there to refrag. And it's all down to the last attacker. That is, of course, Mike. He's the Capital. Where is he even going? We saw him go towards Moto, and he is, in fact, inside of Moto. He knows somebody's pushing up main stairs. That's the visual right there. Seth, he'll be found and taken out. And Mike's got the first kill in a 1v3 clutch. Will he find the other operators? No, he won't. The goo mine destroys him just enough for the Legion to get the kill. And Pika will be the one to clean up right there, as finally the round count is once again equalized from the side of Instinct Esports. 5-5, no one's favor.
Well, 5-5. Still, I believe that this can go to overtime yet again. Yeah, sorry that.
That's all right.
I mean, we've seen Nani get picked off twice onto the tunnels of Church, but this time it was Vigil from the stairs, which in fact is going to claim Nani when he was playing Zofia. So with that, as we proceed to round 11, as the team Instinct Esports are going to be defending on CCTV, in which they did successfully defended, and this time they are going to still, they decided to still take Warden due to the fact that Team Virtual 5 Esports are, they're not taking Ying just yet. I believe they're going to take it at the time of overtime match point where, we have this wonderful dialogue which says, desperate times comes for desperate measures, and with that, I think they're going to use it as a wild card just to surprise Team Instant Esports off, especially if at the time of overtime, if Solar Flare decides to not change their ops yet again. So yeah, with that, we're going to see proceed to round 11 where Team Instant Esports is going to be defending on CCTV with the same operators lineup yet again, as we've seen great plays from Anaconda, who was playing as Ying on attack, has a little bit of problems while playing as Valk on defense, in which she did get quite good amount of kills on Basement Church. She still has a little bit of frag. I would say a little bit of frag problems on defense. Although her Valk Black Eye can still provides good amount of intel for the team of Team Instinct Esports. We see Viper opening up the soft walls first so that Maverick, who is playing as Cuskid, will be able to open up the wall without having no pressures. In fact, but still, he still needs to be careful of a C4 being thrown. A little bit of problem from that C4 might have a bit of a problem here, because the team from Instinct Esports, they only have two C4. One is Anaconda and Solar Flare, but deciding not to use the C4 would be a viable option, because since they do open the CCTV walls, they have to go for the plant on default, in which those C4s can play a huge vital role for Team Instinct Esports to deny it and hopefully get that win, knowing for the fact that both of these teams are on 5-5, having no lead whatsoever, successfully opening up the walls of CCTV, quick and precise. Now it's just the waiting game, with the drones coming out from either Mike or Royce to find out where the exact, I would say, to try to find out where the exact locations of these operators are. It's just quiet here. They just successfully opened up the wall. Now it's just the waiting game to just think of a way to try to take out Doc, who is playing out from the catwalk, which in fact get caught from the flashbangs thanks to Vamai's magnet nade, as Mike with the first frag taking out King, a very important one. But here comes the nade from the guy, but still the fire from Cuskid, who was holding up an angle from the balcony of CCTV oh so damn long, and finally gets it. And with that, Viper claiming the control of the catwalk on the garage. They still have 35 seconds left. All they need is a plant from... Wait, where's the diffuser though? The diffuser has been dropped from someplace else. And Anaconda playing from the lobby. Hopefully he can get 1 or 2 kills out of nowhere. But Valkyrie playing from the side. He's going to use the C4. Does connect, however. He will eventually get traded out. But still, the plant is still down. The diffuser, which in fact will eventually get picked up from Viper. Pika, the only op left from Instant Esports to clutch this one out. It's a 1v4 just to get taken out, because Virtual 5 Esports will win on round 11 with great amount of attack. A nade being thrown from Viper, in which Cuskid was there to eventually get the frag out from catwalk. And just like we are talking about, Jack, it's still equalizing the round 6-6. Sorry, it's 6-5 as the Virtual 5 Esport is on match point.
Well, if it were 6-6, we'd already be in overtime, Baba. But we are 6-5 match point for V5 Esports, and it's certainly going to be very interesting whether or not Instinct are able to equalize right here. They've picked CCTV once again, and they are definitely looking to equalize. Try to push for overtime, make sure V5 doesn't run away with it, and the Clubhouse looks like it's going to be the venue for a second overtime game. Maybe, maybe not. It's all down to this round. It's all come down to this.
Need to locate
will
and defuse as many
Instinct
bombs
Esports
as they
stay
can.
alive in the game, or will Virtual 5 finally close things off and end their match on day 2 of Season 2? I'll tell you this much, a back-to-back overtime matches would certainly be very exciting for all of our viewers back at home, both of us at the caster seat, and everybody else involved on the back end as well, because, overtime is, it's certainly quite OP, if you ask me.
I mean, just imagine.
Yeah, that's definitely the wrong term to say there, but I just.
I mean, overtime rhymes
5
with,
seconds to insertion.
overpowered.
In a way, not.
In a way, because we don't say the whole word of overpowered. We just say overtime is OP because it rhymes with overtime.
Well, anyway, with that being said, we're going to be moving to match point round 12 right here. For both of these teams, it's action phase, and now is where things are going to happen. Are Instinct Esports going to stay alive, or are Virtual 5 going to take Clubhouse in their favor finally? Of course, stick around to find out, as we already have Sledge making sure that the soft wall area of that main breach is taken care of, and Kuskit on the Maverick has made his way there as well to take the CCTV wall down once and for all. We also have cameras in construction, but this camera from Valkyrie might not be the best. It's definitely going to spot anybody moving it towards... Nope, he just took it out, I believe. Nope. He tried to take out the box, but he's just made it worse for himself. Oh, no, Pika. Oh, no, it's better now. The debris has gone away. Okay, okay, Valkyrie definitely...
Crisis averted.
Got it. Yep, crisis averted indeed. So we've got the attackers droning away once again. Virtual 5, very heavy emphasis on them to gather intel before they make an execute happen, which has of course allowed them to push as far as they have, because if they hadn't, Instinct Esports would have already won this game. Virtual 5's insistence on intel is, I mean, it borders on almost time being wasted, but they manage to make the plays happen when they need to, so no harm, no foul. Speaking of plays being made, Viper's already taking down King, and that is the Wamai off the board. That's a big kill right there, because Wamai can be a pesky operator to deal with, flanks and all that stuff from him are hard to counter. In the meanwhile, we've got a little bit of an issue. Looks like Maverick can't get the CCTV main wall. Maybe he missed a panel here and there. Nope, that's not the problem. What seems to be the problem there? Oh dear me. He's definitely running out of breaching material. But again, nobody knows. Oh, there we go. He got it. Finally. Okay, Kuskit, crisis averted. The man has finally gotten the breach down as Abana's making another line of sight into Garage to try and find the dog. Seth, in the meanwhile, sitting inside of Catwalk. He's the one playing the dog, that is. He knows that there's a push happening onto him any second now as we're moving to the last 40 seconds of the round. And oh, he's going to be taken out from the CCTV main breach. Kuskit gets that kill. It's just 3v5 all of a sudden, and Virtual 5 look like they are poised to take this round for themselves. He's going to cook an 8, try and throw it through the drone hole. He will, but it's claim Pika. That's a big grenade right there. And it's a 2v5 right now, all down to Anaconda and Solar Flare for Instinct to try and clutch it out. Another grenade goes out, but it's not going to find anything outside of the fire. And as Anaconda takes on Viper, it's a 2 versus 4. The C4, Royce denying the plant, and a smoke will come out as well. The canisters are going to stop the plant happening. No, Mike is going to go through it, and he's going to have to stick it to extend the round timer. He's going to have to go for the peak right here if he wants to save the round, but he won't be able to. The Zofia on the main stairs will finish off things for Virtual 5, and they will win the match, finally closing things out on Clubhouse, taking the game 7-5. They are your victors on match 3 of day 2 of Division 2. Oh, Nelly, the game is done with, and as we look at the scoreboard, it's a very evenly distributed scoreboard, I might say. 2 double figures coming up from Nanny and Mike, but that's about the only double figures we'll see. It's a very well distributed set of kills and support coming out from both of these teams, as that has been it from all of our teams right here. The last match of the day is over, done and dusted, and that has been it from me, Blackjack, and my co-caster, Baba Gusta. Baba, any closing thoughts on the matches we've had today?
And to be quite frank, Jack, both of these matches that we saw was oh so damn intense, especially on that last round where Kaid with the C4, he actually pre-placed it at stock trading room to deny that plant, which in fact it did quite work. But here's the fact, all 5 of them, one which was Kuskit, who was at the balcony of CCTV, we did saw 4 of them arriving at the catwalk, which in fact immediately gave them the win. But the only thing which we did not expect was the nade being cooked to take out Valk right from that drone hole. I mean, it is so damn great, man, and I'm so happy that I've got to cast with these wonderful matches, and that too, this is from Division 2, Jack. Just imagine what's going to be more exciting on Division 1. Players like
Oh,
Quantum
most
G1,
certainly.
players like Vector Sports, who immediately just get promoted from Division 2 to Division 1. I really can't wait for a match like Team Vector Sports going up against Team Quantum G1. It is going to be oh so damn exciting, and I really can't wait for this excitement. And I would say the match which is going to happen here, I am still hyped up no matter what, Jack, and I can't wait what's going to happen with these players, oh so determined. And we'll see how well that they're going to perform. And in this tournament of the Esports Club Rainbow Six Siege tournament, I really can't wait, Jack.
Oh, absolutely. But with that being said, as we hype ourselves up for tomorrow, where Division 1 plays are going to begin happening, that is going to be it from us here at the Esports Club League for Rainbow Six Siege tonight. I am your caster, I'm your caster, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-caster, Baba Gusa, and our admin, Foxy, as we will be saying good night for tonight. Stay tuned for more Siege plays coming your way tomorrow.
The moment of creation is a form of magic, where an off becomes an on, a 0 becomes a 1, then another, and another, until, deep in the complexity, you discover order, speed, reliability, power, experience the WD Black NVMe SSD. Fueled by darkness. Level up to NVMe SSD performance.
Numerous forces aimed at the Earth. And injustice. Let the glorious battle begin. Geared up for victory. LG Ultragear Gaming Monitor.